Alright guys, welcome back. We are playing Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 7. Last time, well, we got to catch up with everyone. Everyone is doing amazing in this fragment, I suppose. Everything is going great. As Rika said, it's like we rolled a whole bunch of sixes, I suppose. But I mean there's more to it than that. Clearly, I feel like I disagree with her way of viewing everything, like through that lens. But ignoring that, she did a whole bunch of thinking about what to do. Right, this is like one of, if not her last chances, in a way. And what do we do? Do we trust Eri? Do we trust Takano? I hope not. Can we tell Keiichi everything? I hope. I think that would probably be the best path for her to take, right? Obviously the whole weird memory stuff from different fragments is it's happening, right? It's like a thing in this timeline as well. So I bet she can try and tell Keiichi, she can try and tell them all, that obviously, because of, the game and the themes and everything, the answer to all of this has to be just like what Rena did in chapter 6, like trying to open up and trust your friends and have them help, right? And, the place that Rika's in now, this like sad, depressing attitude she has and everything, the only way we can do away with that is for her to, yeah, trust her friends and rely on them, and it can't just all be on her, right? So that's what I hope we're gonna do, I suppose. So let's get going, I guess. And Hanyu exists, right? We can't forget about that. Oh, going straight to
やあ、
Eri.
リカちゃんが日曜日以外に診療所にいらっしゃるなんて珍しいですね。
And she was telling us about like the dislike she has for Eri, right? How she just feels like he views them as like test subjects and stuff for, the disease or whatever you want to call it anymore, right? That Sadako has something to do with. I mean, Sadako has it. Apparently it's like terminal, which like doesn't sound good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what exactly is up with all of that. That's like, we've learned a lot more about that than we ever have before. I just still have so many questions about what all of it means, and like what is it? Like, what does Eri actually know? And Takano, I suppose, right? I don't know.
高野とお話ししたいことがありますのです。
Gonna ask Takano,
今日は
huh?
いますですか？
いえ、多分リサさんとデートじゃないでしょ
A
うか。
date with
いや
Risa.
いや、
Oh,
羨ましい。
is that, I mean, that must be Tomatake, right? Because he got the call from Tomatake. Or no, he got the call from Risa, right? A couple sub-chapters ago, right? And was like, oh, it's that time of year for them to be here. It must be Tomatake, right? But is that like a nickname? That's not their... What's his full name again? His given name is not Risa, right? I don't even remember. Do I have it? I probably have it written down, right? Like, sorry, Tomatake, I don't remember your name. Something Tomatake, right? I don't know. That's not it, though, right? It's not Tomatake, it's not Risa Tomatake, or something. I don't know. Tomatake Risa.
どうしてリサなのですか？
Yeah, right.
よくわからな
I
い
guess she's
名
gonna
前
tell
なので
us
す。
right now. Man, I'm not used to that. I'm not used to the story just giving me answers to things. I gotta get into that mindset.
それは本人に聞いてみてください。
Really?
初対面の時のちょっとした認識ミスなん
Ah,
ですよね。
I see. Okay, so it is just like a weird nickname of some
その
kind.
時の先方の対応がとても面白かったもので。
I wonder why... Like, what do you mean by a small mistake? Huh. I don't get it. That's what nicknames are all about, though. Huh.
どんなご用件ですか？伝言でよければ今夜ミーティングがありますからその席上で伝えておきますよ。
ありがとうなのです。でも直接言いますのでいいのですよ。
Okay. And she's gonna try and prevent
そうですか。
Takano and Tomatake's deaths, right? Because she thinks that is a precursor to her death, right? Which it is in a sense. It's like we're trying to break all those rules that like govern every fragment. Then it makes sense to me. I don't know if Rika's really thinking of it in that exact sense, but
では 私は書類事務に戻ります。
今日は入江は診察はしていないですか？
And it's like, the only reason they're rules, right? The reason why we're framing them as rules. Well, no. I was gonna say it, like, it goes along with what Rika was saying about how someone must have such a strong will, like such strong willpower to do what they're doing, right? To kill Rika, make Takane and Tomatake both die, right? Tomatake dies, I assume, right? Takano, it's complicated, right? But I guess, like, Rule X, the one where someone always goes crazy, right? What could like, it's hard to connect that to, like, someone's actions exactly, right? That much more feels like some kind of ordained thing that's kind of outside anyone's control, right? Like, if all of them are downstream of one person that is causing all of these things to happen, that, like, makes sense, right? I don't know. Because it's like, if all of this was... If it's not one person causing it, right? Rule Y and Rule Z, right? Tomatake and Takano dying, and Rika dying. Those are obviously... Like, those are always happening because they're the work of one person who just really wants to do that, right? Part of the same plan and all of that. That makes sense, right? If Rule X, the one about someone going crazy, right? If that isn't somehow caused by a person... then what do I think it is? It's fate itself making it happen somehow? Like, that's weird, right? I feel like it has to be caused by someone's direct actions, right? But then, like, how, right? Like, how is that happening? I guess we know... We've seen Takano do stuff like that, in a way, with, like, her talks with Shion and Rena, that felt like they really, started their downward spiral into insanity. And I guess that kind of happened with Keiichi in Chapter 1 when he talked to Takano and Tomatake by the river during, with Hanagashi. So I guess you could say that she is causing that as well, in a way, right? And Oishi is accidentally helping out with that, too. But, I don't know. I guess. It's interesting to think of it like this, because it means it all kind of comes back to, of course... there actually is a human culprit. There kind of has to be a human culprit, in a way, right? It's kind of it's a positive thing, in a sense. I would much rather think that everything that happens is the action of a person, and is Takano being evil or whatever her motivations are, if it really is all her somehow, right? That is a much nicer thing to think than the idea that it's like fate itself, and it's the universe conspiring against you, and all of these timelines have been doomed by God. It's like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. It's like if there is this feeling of intent behind what has been going on, and the way that Rika explained it, about, like, the strong willpower that feels like is behind these rules that makes them exist in the first place, then that alone feels like it's evidence enough that there has to be one, like, single person essentially behind it all, you know what I mean? So... yeah, I don't know. And in that sense, framing them as rules, right? Viewing them as rules, kind of, I don't know, they aren't rules then, right? They aren't. That's a bad way to think about it, they're just someone's actions making those things happen every time, right? I don't know. It's interesting to think about, because that's been something we've grappled with since the beginning. It was set up in, like, Chapter 1, the whole, like, is it a human culprit? Is it all supernatural? Is it, what do you want to believe? What's easier to believe? Okay, anyway.
今夜のミーティングの資料作りで大忙しです。普段から準備はしているんですがね。
The meeting.
日々の本業に圧迫されてなかなか時間が。
Is it like the Watanagashi stuff?
なんて言うと、準備がなってないと怒られてしまいますね。
それに加えて野球までやっているのですから、
true.
つくづく入江は元気だなと思いますです。
本当に忙しいですよ。家事や秘書を代行してくれる
It's
可愛い
right.
メイドさんを常時募集中なのですが、
Surely.
なかなか応募がありません。
Surely any day now, you'll find one. Don't worry. He laughed and looked at his watch. He seemed to be in a hurry.
高野たちはどこへ行っているか、
Oh god.
想像はつきますですか？
Rika didn't talk now. I'm worried.
村の中をいろいろと回るだろうと思います。ああ、でもいつも待ち合わせは 神社の境内なんだそうですよ。
Right. That is, yeah, and, God, what chapter was that? Chapter 3, right? When, Keiichi met
高野さん
her
は
there?
反動で帰られましたから、ひょっとするとまだ境内にいるかもしれませんね。
I looked at the clock on the wall. I must have just missed her. This was no time to be chatting with Eri. I wonder if they go there to, like, scope out the Saiguden? I don't know.
ありがとうなのですよ。神社に戻ってみますです。
年に4度しかない仰せなんですから、あまり邪魔をしない方がいいと思いますよ。
Right. He smiled mischievously and waved his hand in goodbye. I headed back to the shrine. I was going to park my bike by the stairs that lead to the shrine grounds. Sadako and I are the only people who park our bikes there normally, but I saw more than 10 bikes there today. Oh, wow. People must be gathering at the convention room. There are more and more meetings when the Watanagashi festival draws closer. Seeing all these bikes reminded me that summer is newly here, which is like a death sentence for her. Most of the bikes were old and beat up. However, I saw 2 unfamiliar ones parked there. They were sporty mountain bikes with the same design, but different colors. They must belong to Takano and Tomitake. At least they aren't motorcycles, so that means they won't all get kicked over, right? I went up the stairs and looked for the 2 of them, but I couldn't find either. Was there any place with a great view for taking pictures? There sure is. I tried looking in places like that, but I still couldn't find them. Are they in the Saiguden right now, somehow? So I started looking based on what Takano might be interested in. I could only think of one place. Or scoping it out, at least. Yeah, right.
Jiro-san.
Jiro, that's his name, right? Tomitake Jiro, yeah.
シンプルなタイプだと思うよ。
Okay.
多分1分とかからないよ。
Makes sense.
さすがね。ジローさんが得意なのは心の奥の錠前外しだけじゃないのね。
It's smooth.
たたりじゃ
Literally. Get her. The 2 of them jumped in surprise as I suddenly appeared in front of them.
あら、リカちゃん、こんにちは。急に脅かすなんて人が悪いわね。
You know, what's funny is, like, who fucking cares about the Saiguden? It's no one cares about the Saiguden. No one has ever cared about the Saiguden, right? It doesn't matter. Like, you let him in there. Like, who cares, you know? Like, if that gets Takano going, who cares, right? Like, I don't know. It's just such a thing, because just back in chapter 2, it felt like such a big deal. Shion went insane in chapter 5 because of it, but, like, it just doesn't matter. No one actually cares about this thing.
開かずの西宮殿の鍵を開けちゃおうとする人の方がもっと
Right.
悪いのです。
I mean, it's like a spiritual place, I suppose. But just thinking back on, like, how much of a big deal it felt back in like the chapter 2 days, like, God, it feels like such a small thing
ダ
now.
メだよ、高野さん。やっぱり悪いことはするもんじゃないよ。
Tomitake conceded right away, but Takano was stubborn. She made up excuses to try and fool me. You're not gonna fool her. Based on my previous lives, I knew just how much interest she had in this storehouse. Did she always go in? It was actually rather impressive how hard she tried to cover that up. Seems suspicious in and of itself, huh? The ritual storehouse is full of the remainder of the dark history of Onigashiki. It contains bloody and vicious tools that Takano is fascinated with. She should have a good idea as to what those things are inside of this storehouse, based on what she's been researching. She was making up some story about cultural treasures and such, but it was obvious she was just making excuses. Tomitake also seemed impressed, listening to Takano's phony justifications. Why does she want to go in, right? Like, what is she so, like, actually so fascinated about? You know, sure, the dark, bloody history that she thinks is, like, so cool, but, like, what does that mean? Like, what does it matter to her? I don't know. I don't know. In the past, I've tried to conceal what was inside of the storehouse from Takano because I don't want her spreading information about the holy and brutal traditions they used to have in Onigashiki village. It would be a disgrace. As a member of the Furude family, I can't let that happen. Looking at the history of Onigashiki and the way Takano does is a painful thing for Hanyu as well. Right, yeah. For Hanyu, the ritual storehouse is a special place. I don't know what's so nice about being surrounded by those scary ritual tools, but she feels cozy when she's surrounded by the smell of old times. God, that's scary though, isn't it? It's like, how much of it is true, I wonder, you know? Like, I mean, Rika just said there were the brutal traditions, but she's also saying that the way Takano looks at it is like a very painful thing. Like, there's a different way to think about it, I suppose. And if Hanyu still finds so much, like, Hanyu finds relief in it and thinks it's, like, cozy or whatever, it can't just be the way Takano explains it, especially not if Hanyu was the one stomping her feet in the Saiguden, you know, in chapter 2 and chapter 5. Well, Takano was talking about all that, you know, it must not be exactly as she explains it. This storage is like Hanyu's hideout, and obviously there's the Oishiro-sama, like, statue in there, so I don't know if that means anything. When I can't see her, she's usually relaxing in here. I don't want Hanyu's happy place to be turned into the bloody, horrifying den of evil Takano bloody, horrifying den of evil Takano believes it to be. That's why I've been keeping Takano away from the ritual storehouse. I see, and maybe that's reason enough to protect it, yeah. Come to think of it, why am I so mean to her? Is it because I hate her? I should stop feeling that way. Oh, I guess, I don't know. I have to keep in close contact with Takano and Tomitake. I won't give up just because it didn't work before. Well, no, it's an interesting question. If I do think Takano is the culprit and is, like, responsible for everything, right? Like, killing Rika at the very least, I suppose. What do I think the answer to that is? Do we just, we kill her? Like, I don't think so, right? That's not very in line with the themes of the game. So, maybe Rika's right, you know? But, she is a murderer. It's almost certainly. A multi-murderer, you know? I don't like that. I don't like that too much at all. So... I don't know. It's a rough one, I guess, to square with the themes, you know? I won't give up just because it didn't work before. I'm going to try one more time. This world is different from the other ones. I might be able to change their fate, which in turn might change my own.
Hanyu, Takano ni Saiguden no naka
Oh,
misete ageyou to
I
omou.
see. Just show it to them now, rather than have them, like, sneak inside and all of that on the night of Watanagashi. Yeah. Huh. What would that change? What would that do, you know? Like... Because I think the way that Rika views Takano now is very, like, mistaken in my mind. I think Takano is working against Rika, in a sense, right? Wants to kill her, I think, right? So if Rika shows, like, this more friendliness to Takano and lets her get away with this kind of stuff. It's just, the question is, like, what does Takano know about everything? And, like, what... I don't know. I don't know where that would lead us. Hanyu made an irritated face. Takano will lose herself in ecstasy if she sees what's inside of there. She'll run around spreading rumors of the bloody history of Onigachi. Hanyu wasn't too excited about that prospect.
高野にごまをするわけじゃない。
Okay.
でも、話を聞いてもらうきっかけにはなるんじゃないかと思う。
Sure, yeah. Tell Tomitake he can't come
高
in.
野は根に持つから、ここで意地悪をすると、私の話をちゃんと聞いてくれないかもしれない。
Holds on to grudges, huh? That is a, wonder if that's a bit of a hint as to what her motivation could be, you know? What do you think? Is there anything about her, or her past, or anything we know about her, that would lead to her holding on to some kind of grudge that would motivate her now? Can't really think of anything, but again, it's like we actually know so little about her, right? And it's interesting that Rika knows that, right? Knows that about her, that she holds on to grudges. Huh. I understand that Hanyu doesn't want her inside this holy place, but she can't do anything more than be irritated about it. I'm the only one who can make the ultimate decision. It's like, I feel like whatever Takano's motivation is, has to in some way fit into, of course, the general themes of the story, right? What could it be, right? Could it be that foundational issue of, like, just distrust and that kind of stuff? But I don't know, right? Like, that's hard to square with her actions and everything. I guess all the actions that I'm kind of attributing to her, that I'm just not really sure what she really has to do with it. You know, it's like the only actions I can really say I'm, like, positive of her are Tomitake's death and Rika's death, right? Like, those certainly seem like they're her to me. And it's like, how could that be anything similar to, like, the characters that we've seen do horrible things in the story already, right? All of those have been based on that idea of mistrust and you know, rather of, you know, your friends or even yourself, kind of like in Shion's case, you know? It's like, how could that? That's a hard pill to swallow, isn't it? To think that that could be something motivating Takano as well, considering how awful her actions seem, right? If it is like all her in a way. That would be an interesting challenge proposed by the author to try and make you view her in that way, huh? Besides, she'll forgive me if I promise to eat something sweet later. She's so easy to handle, huh? I guess she's helpless and can't do anything, so...
もしも約束を守ってくれるのでしたら、中に入れてあげてもいいのですよ。
Yeah.
本当に
that is gonna shock her, huh?
西宮殿の中よ。中は中でも防災倉庫の中とかはなしよ。
No, no, no.
本当ですよ。ちゃんと西宮殿の中なのです
Oh.
よ。
西宮殿ってここよ。
Now it's like, here's the thing, right? I just wonder, is Rika's attachment to Takano here, trying to get closer to her like this, it's just gonna end up being betrayed, right? So like, what does that mean? Like, thematically, you know? I don't know. Because so much about the story has been about trusting your friends, trusting the people around you, trusting those connections you have, right? But I guess... I don't know.
この建物の中なのよ。
別にごまかす気はありませんですよ。ちゃんとこの中に入れてあげますです。ニパー。
When she says Nipa, you know she's serious. So God. What is happening?
ニパ
What are we doing? What are we doing? What is that? What am I looking at? Takano. Okay. Right. I had never seen such a big smile on her face before. What am I looking at? Like, what is this? It's like, God. Right. How did she do that? How do you say that? God. I had never seen such a big smile on her face before. Now this is a miracle. I'm seeing this face for the first time in 100 years. Toмотake must be feeling the same way. His image of Takano was slowly falling apart as we spoke, I'm sure. It has been a long time since we've heard this track. What's it called again? Baby's Walk. Right. No, maybe he just found a new side of her to love instead.
高野って結構面白い人だったので
Well,
びっくりなのです。
moo. When she gets what she wants, maybe. I don't
や
know.
っぱりコミュニケーションって大事ね。
True,
人
true.
を知るのってつくづく難しいと思い知るわ。
We remained there and watched Takano spinning in delight for a while.
中には内緒で入れるのですから、他の人に見つかってはいけませんですよ。
Okay, okay, right.
ああ、そうだよね。
Toмотake can keep guard.
高野さんを正気に戻しておくよ。
僕はその間に鍵を持ってきますです。
Oh, God. By the time I came back with the key, Takano was totally calm again. She was obviously trying to hide how gleeful she was, though. I thought she was a mature lady, but she might still be a kid at heart. I think they called something like that gap moe. Right, right. I picked that term up at some point from Keiichi, but I'm still not sure how it's used. What was the example Keiichi used? I remember Keiichi, like, rambling about it at some point, right? God. Oh, man. Okay. I will say that Rika saying, I thought she was a mature lady, but she might still be a kid at heart. That makes me wonder, right? That, I don't know, that is an interesting observation for her to make. It just... like, what is motivating Takano? Is Takano less, like, cold and calculating than it seems? Right? Like, is she motivated, I suppose, just like everyone is, by, like, you know, very emotional, like, things that are close to her that seem, like, childish in a way, probably? Like, if that tip, of someone's grandfather, if that was talking about her, right? If that was her grandfather, and that is a motivator to her, I don't know, that's interesting, right? It still seems kind of crazy, because it was about, like, you know, it was weird. So I feel like that whole, everything that he said was, I don't know if I find it that relatable, or that good of a thing, but that is interesting, you know?
では高野、富武。
And that would be an interesting, like, parallel between Rika and Takano, because Rika, has like this childish like facade in a sense. I think it is her still, of course. It's not entirely like fake or anything. And then there's this other side of her that's this very like deadly serious, you know, like the way she talks to Hanyu in her head and all of that. Whereas Takano, it's like you can imagine maybe being the other way around, that she has this deadly serious, cold, calculating demeanor all the time. But like what? Inside, in some sense, she's like this. I guess.
中に入る前にいくつか約束がありますです。
Okay. Not to spread it around?
ちゃんと誓ってくれないとダメなのです。
That would be good. I would support that idea.
もちろんよ。開かずの西宮殿を古出家当主が自ら開けてくれる金を犯すのだもの。約束は守るわ。
Okay. Right.
ダメだよ高野さん。ちゃんと真面目にやらなきゃ。
失礼ね。私はとても真面目よ。
She just like can't stop giggling, like.
僕の中の高野のイメージが今大変なことになっていますのです。
Right.
私もよ。高野の株価が世界恐慌で大暴落って感じ。
God. Runa said it before. It's not a good idea to think about problems all on your own. I always hated the crazy part of Takano, and I didn't want to be close to her. But I never thought she could act this way. She was acting almost like Rina does, when in her cute mode. True. Had I known that she was as funny a person as this, I wouldn't have felt resentment toward her. I realize how important communicating can be.
まず、西宮殿へ入ったことは内緒なのですよ。
Right.
誰にも教えてはいけませんです。
もちろんよ。誓うわ。
What else? Will the second one be something to try and prevent them from dying? On the night of Watanagashi? Tell them to not go to Watanagashi? I don't know. Takano put her hands to her chest. She also forced Tomitake to do the same. It was funny to watch Tomitake trying to keep up with Takano too.
中はとても大切な場所ですから。
Okay.
怪我したり傷つけたりしちゃダメなのです。
I guess I just wonder how this will lead us to somehow Rika trying to prevent their deaths, you know?
もちろん分かってるわ。それで撮影は可能なの？
I guess. I don't
可能
know.
ですが、
There
1
we
枚
go.
100円なのですよ。
Perfect. I bet Hani won't like that.
次郎さん、あなた今
Oh
いくら
no.
持ってるかしら？
I think I got 500
1
yen.
万円払うとお得な1日取り放題券になりますです。
Right.
安い。払うわ。
Okay. Perfect. That he has to be the one to pay up. Right. They paid me the money for real. Hani seemed excited, knowing that the money could be used for buying desserts. She just doesn't care. God.
高野はとてもいい人なのです。
I don't know. I feel like we got a little bit
あ
far
んたも元気
with
ね。
that. I finally got approval from Oyashiro-sama, the master of the storehouse. We'd have no more problems now. The ritual storehouse is behind the building with the convention room. Just thinking about that, thinking about how different, like, Hanyu is as well from that image of Oyashiro-sama. It's like, that's just another whole, like, thing about the game, I guess, right? Is, like, changing the way you view people, right? Being presented with, like, this facade or this one side of them. Like, the way it would be so easy to view Rina and Mion as, like, terrifying in Chapter 1. And then the way that changes over time as you get to know them. You know, that's kind of what this feels like as well, in a sense, I suppose. That's another thing that I think is, like, important, I guess. Sometimes people come out for a cigarette break, and I think it's something important to think about too, because, again, that's something that I wonder, you know, that has to be applicable to Takano, right? I can't let anybody see us entering.
大丈夫。誰もいないよ。
Tomitake checked out the scene and gave me the signal to go ahead. I nodded at him and unlocked the door. I pushed open the heavy door just far enough for us to sneak inside.
富武が表で待っていると不審に思われますです。
僕も入るのかい？
He seemed surprised that I was asking him to come inside with us. Tomitake, of course, wasn't particularly interested in what was inside the storehouse. I expected his surprised reaction.
次郎さん、リカちゃんが入れって言ってるのよ。
Right, listen to her.
早く入って。
ああ、わかったよ。
Tomitake squeezed inside as Takano urged him. I turned the light on and closed the door. Then I put the chain on from inside. Ooh,
厳重な
it's
の
been a
ね。
while since we've been in here.
錠前が外れていることに気づいた悪い猫さんが入ってくると困りますのです。
悪い猫さんで申し訳ないわね。
Well, back in chapter 2, she kinda was.
高野猫は猫らしくニャーニャー鳴かないとダメなのですよ。
Mm-hmm,
ネ
mm-hmm.
パ
それはどういうことかしら？
高野がちゃんと猫さんじゃないと見せて
Oh
あ
god,
げな
Rika,
いのです。
what are we
ちゃ
doing?
んと鈴付き首輪と
Mhm.
猫耳も持ってきました
Right,
ですよ。
perfect.
これをつけて四つん這いになってニャーニャー言ってくれなかったら
Rika,
次の扉を開けてあげませんです。
what are we talking about? The shrine storehouse has 2 doors so that people can't see inside when the first door is opened. At the moment, we're inside the entry chamber. The real storehouse is in the room beyond.
え
God. I mean, Takeda will do it,
リカ
obviously.
ちゃんも
Like,
きつ
come
い
on.
ないくらなんでもそんなの
As she pulls it out, like, come on.
ええ、それが試練ならやるわ。
Exactly.
これはリカちゃんが私の知的探求心がど
I
れだけ
guess.
一途で高貴か試しているのよ。
I suppose. Something like that.
いいわ。あなたが望むなら猫耳と尻尾付きで四つん這いになって前足で顔を洗いながら、
Right?
ご主人様大好きだにゃーだって言ってみせる。
We didn't say all that. You don't need to do all that. It's fine.
高野ってみんなと同じくらいの年で
True.
きっと
Oh,
こたつ
God.
メンバーに混じっていたと思いますのです。そうね。ほら、世界恐慌の時、ウォール街で紙切れになった株券が
Sure?
雪のように舞ったというじゃない。
God. No, this doesn't make me think less of Takano at all. Come
なん
on.
かそういう感じよ。高野の株。
No, 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 no.
さあさあリカちゃん、猫耳と首輪だけでいいの？
Yeah, it should be, clearly it should be much worse than that, right?
高野さんそもそもこの扉鍵なんかないよ。ほら押せば開
Oh,
く。
well, that ruins it.
そうなの？あら嫌だ。私ったらみっともない。
Tomitake has no sense of humor. He ruined it, literally. He just turned off a lot of viewers who were looking forward to seeing Takano in the cat outfit, right?
冗談はこのくらいにして押せば開きますのです。みぱー。
Okay, inside we go. Once we went through the door, we found ourselves inside the storage area. There were no windows in there, so it was completely dark, even during the day. There were several light bulbs hanging from the ceiling, but they were dim, and their light only exaggerated the darkness inside. Oishiro-sama's statue and the altar dominated the center of the room. They were surrounded by tons of ancient torture implements. I wonder if Rika's gonna try and set her straight about, like, the truth of all of whatever this is. If it's apparently not how Takano puts it exactly. It's not as brutal as she makes it seem, but yet, either else they're torture implements, so I don't know. They were all over the floor, walls, and ceiling. It looked like a torture room, rather than just storage for tools intended for one.
これはすごいね。
Ah, yeah. Oh. Tomitake was rendered speechless. This does not look like Hanyu, does it? I'm really not seeing Hanyu in there. I don't know. It looks far too regal. They were nothing like those fake torture implements that they might have seen in a wax museum or someplace like that. The tools in this room are the genuine articles. You know, I've heard that, like, the like idea that people have about like medieval torture and stuff is like very like overblown. I don't know if that's true exactly. I've just heard that like the weird like fantastical like torture implement museums and stuff that show like this is the device they use to rip people in half, and this is the, you know, or like a sarcophagus coffin looking thing that has like spikes on it. Those were never used. It's like impossible for that to be used. Like that's just not it was like just not a thing, right? There's like a Wikipedia article about that I've read. I don't know. I feel like the history of Hinamizawa, of Onigashiji, I suppose, is probably something similar. The tools in this room are the genuine articles. I never like to think about it, but I'm sure some of them really were used. These authentic tools always have a big impact on the people who see them, Maybe that's more of the point of them, huh? But Tomitake was the only one who was shocked, since he was the only normal person in the room. Right. Takano's eyes were sparkling. She was taking pictures while meowing like a cat. Perfect. This place isn't special to me. Of course, I know I'm supposed to treat it as a holy place, but I'm so used to seeing all these things after coming here countless times since I was little. To me, it's nothing but a storehouse with a lot of old stuff inside. As for Hanyu, she says it's the only place the air from times past lingers in this present day, so she actually finds it comforting. I see. I get in a good mood when I come here, because Hanyu gets in a good mood. This is a relaxing place for her. As I watched Tamatake's reaction, I noticed how totally off my values are from normal people's. I think that's a sad thing to do, to say that that means you aren't normal, right? I don't know, I think that's going too far. Takano's reaction seemed more natural to me, in a sense. Hanyu seemed to be bothered by Tamatake's reaction too. Maybe it was a bad idea to let him come inside after all. Not like I could kick him out at this point. Hanyu and I sat on a cushion in front of the altar and watched Takano dance with childish glee while Tomitake made touching efforts to keep up.
どうしてこんなにもたくさんの拷問道具を作ったんだろうね。だって拷問というのは相手を屈服させるのが目的じゃないのかい？
Torture, like, doesn't work, though, right? Isn't that, like, doesn't it literally, if you try and torture someone to get a confession, it, like, literally is not good at that at all? It just, like, people will say anything to try and just get you to stop, right?
こんなにいくつもおびただしい数や種類がどうして必要だったんだろう。
次郎さん、拷問道具には2つの脅し方があるのを知ってるかしら？
Ooh, like, using them or showing them to people, right? Like that fear, you know, of seeing it and imagining what it could do, right?
一つは使用して相手を痛めつけることで効果を発揮するもの。
The other is for them to what? Imagine that pain?
もう一つは
Yeah.
使用するぞ。そういう意味ではいろいろ物騒な拷問道具がたくさん取り揃えてある光景は
And that's why you make, like,
それだけで脅迫的意味を持つものだったのよ。
that's why you make ones that are, like, impractical and insane, like, would not actually work, but, like, look terrifying, you know? That makes sense to me. That makes sense to me.
確かに拷問というのは実は高度な技術が必要
I
だ
guess.
というような話は聞いたことがあるよ。
Theon got the hang of it.
程よく痛めつけてかつ殺さないというのは確かに加減が難しいことかもしれないね。
Tomitake acted like he's having a conversation with Takano, but his voice was obviously unsteady.
西洋の拷問道具の中にはやたらと
Yeah,
装飾
right?
が
Like
ある
the coffin with the spikes in it. Yeah, yeah.
痛めつける以前にあっさりと殺してしまいかねない。まあ、拷問道具も厳密には屈服を目的とする被験者を対象にした純粋な拷問道具と、見せしめや娯楽を目的とする観覧車を対象にした虐殺道具に分かれるんだけど。
Or if not entertaining, like disturbing and awful, maybe as well, right? Seems like that's kind of more so how it went back in the day in
こ
Onigashiki.
れを混同して誤解している人が多いのが嘆かわしいわね。
じゃあ話を
Oh
戻す
god.
けど、
It just makes me think like the worst one is the fingernail thing that Shion had to go through. To me, that is like the viscerally most unpleasant thing I can imagine. But that's not like anything crazy, you know, seeing someone's fingernail fall off, it's very uncomfortable to like look at that, I guess, right? But it's nothing, you know, it's not as horrible and awful as imagining like a, you know, some kind of terrible torture device that like rips you in half or something, right? But I feel like that's kind of a good example, I suppose, of like the differences, you know.
これらの拷問道具で昔の人たちは何を屈服させようとしていたんだい？
Takano has no one to indoctrinate with her evil views other than Tomitake. Tomitake asked me that. He must have thought that Takano would say something far more scary if he asked her. He's forgetting that I'm just a little innocent girl.
私は鬼ヶ淵村の独自の戒律を厳重に守らせるためだと思ってるんだけど。
正解なのです。これらの細具は実際に使用するためでなく、むしろ展示して村人を怖がらせて 戒律を遵守させることを主眼に置いたものだと言われてますです。
Makes sense.
だから実際にこれらの道具を使う時になってサイズが合わなかったり構造的に欠陥があったりで満足に使用できなかったという話も結構残っていますのです。
I wonder what kind of records there even are from like way back then, you know?
でも実際に使用することもあったんだろうやっぱり穏便な話じゃないね。
戒律を守らないとお社様のたたりがあるだけではおとなしくルールに従ってくれない人たちもたまにはいたということなのです。
ねえエリカちゃん、ではこれらの道具は基本的に村人を威圧する
Well, I
ために
assume
用意されているのかしら。
Hanyu would know,
本当
right?
の意味での綿流しの時、
Ooh,
食人の宴
right.
に使った調理解体道具だっていう説があるんだけど、
Is any of that true at all? Hanyu was making a frustrated face. She didn't want to remember the dark history of Onigashiki Village. Ooh. People performed countless torture ceremonies in front of her, claiming that they were doing it in her name, the name of Oishiro-sama. She asked them not to do that, but no one was able to hear or see her. Ah, yeah, I see.
ノーコメントなのですよ。ニパー。
That is not that is not a Nipa worthy situation.
高野さんによく僕も聞かされるよ。大昔の鬼ヶ淵村の人たちは神様のお告げがあると麓に降りて
Oh, I don't know about
人を
that.
さらって食べてしまったんだろう。
I don't know about that. That might
ど
be
うし
going
て
too
そんな
far.
ことをしたんだろう。これもまた麓の人々に対する何かの見せしめなのかい。
私はそこはおそらく食物連鎖で人間よりも優位にあることを自覚するためにやった一種の儀式だと思っているわ。
Right.
鬼ヶ淵村が外部との交流を禁ずる最大の建前が、自分たちは仙人で村は聖地、汚らわしい人間と交流するとそういうふうに言われていた。だから定期的に自分たちは人間以上の存在であることを自覚し直す必要があったんじゃないかしら。
I wonder if there's like real. I wonder how overblown it is by history.
日本にも
I don't
さ
know.
らしき
I
り
don't
があっ
know.
たしね。
I mean, yeah, it was the Dark Ages, basically.
見せしめは非人道的ではあるけど抑止効果は極めて大だったというわけだ。
見せしめの犠牲者がひどい方法で拷問されて生きながら食われて絶命する。
God.
そんなのを見せつけられたら
So what do you mean? What do you mean, what would I think? What would I think if I saw someone be brutally tortured and then eaten alive? Takano, what kind of answer are you looking for? Like, what do you mean, what would I think?
絶対に自分はああされたくない
I guess.
誰もが思うわよね。
I feel like I'd be thinking a lot more than that, honestly.
日本にはさらし首だけでなく貼り付けだってあったでしょ。処刑場に高々と死刑囚を貼り付けにして観衆の前で恥ずかしめられながら長槍でブスブスと刺されるのよ。二郎さんもわかると思うけど、槍でほんの一月二月
Well,
された
not immediately, at least.
人は絶命なんてできない。腹部や胸部を貫かれれば、それは十分に致死的なことではあるけれど、
Not at all.
ギロチ
Depends.
ンなんかのようにきれいさっぱり死ねるわけじゃないのよ。血がブクブクと溢れ出し、
Oh, God.
腹からは腸を引きずり出されて、肺に血がたまり、最後には自らの血で溺れ死ぬ。
The way the, like, Higurashi sounds, like, grow in the background.
そんな緩慢な死を思えば、
Right,
ギ
right.
ロチンなんて人道的な発明よね。
It's, of course.
そうそう、ギロチンってね、貴族のために生み出されたんですってよ。銃殺や公主
Oh
刑より
God, oh God, what is this? What are these sounds?
あっさりすっぱりと死ねるように生み出した。死の際まで
Oh,
特別
true,
扱い
right?
して
That
も
is
らえる
the...
貴族のための処刑道具。フランス革命末期の恋愛を描いた。
these sounds are gonna drive me insane. It's like, what are we doing?
ラストのギロチンシーンは圧巻よ。
what movie she's talking about. Surely that's like a real movie, right?
慣習の嘲笑を浴びながら数珠つなぎの貴族たちが一列に並ばされて次々
Sounds
と
awesome.
一台のギロチンで処刑されていくの。ちょん。
We don't need sound effects talking now. I promise.
はい次。ちょん。
God.
はい次。
What is wrong with her?
人間の死がわずか一瞬でベルトコンベヤーの上の工場生産のように量産されていく。神父のお祈りも
Ooh.
最後に言い残す言葉も何もなしよ。
Her talking about like that disregard for human life and like it feeling like their lives just were extinguished just like that, you know, does kind of make me think about like that stuff in that first tip from the grandfather figure, like what he was saying about like existing after life in a way, basically through like your legacy, you know.
はい次。ちょん。もう
Talking out,
一瞬の死
what are we doing?
見せ物にならないからね。
It's great. Awesome.
誰も個人の死に感情を抱かない。慣習は一人の死を見ているんじゃなくて、何十人もの貴族が長ネギをスライサーで削っていくみたいに手際よくちょんちょんちょんと跳ねていく、そのちょんちょんの連続性をショーとして面白がるわけ。それに比べたら一人の人間をじっくりいじめ殺す方がよっぽど個人を尊重しているとは思わない？
Is that why you disembowel Rika? How nice of you.
そんな濃密な死と拷問で
Oh,
飾り
don't
付け
say
られ
that.
たら
Oh God.
このお社様という存在なわけ。
They're using Oishiro-sama as an excuse, but even if Oishiro-sama wasn't around, I think they might just find something else to use, you know? Takane raises her hand to honor the statue of Oishiro-sama.
お社様という存在は結局人間が生み出した偶像なの。
Ooh.
その偶像は恐怖で祭り上げられることで神聖化した。そう、人が法則や戒律で石垣を組み上げ、呪いやたたり、奇跡や恐怖の漆喰でそれを固める。
I see.
それらを積み上げて積み上げて雲の上に
God,
まで
her
届く
voice.
畳を作り、
Oh.
その上に立てられるのが神という存在なの。神は人が欲するゆえに
Right.
人が生んだ
Right.
人の手による存在。
It's a human creation, right? It's like an explanation for their actions.
つまり人が人を恐怖で支
Oh,
配
God.
しようと思った時
But look
に
at
生まれ
Hanyu.
る
What do you mean?
純粋な恐怖と血と拷問の結
Oh.
晶。それがここではお社様という存在になるのよ。
God.
つまり神の世界へ至る階段は
Ooh.
神ではなく人の手で作られていたことの証左であり、 私たち人間をさらなる高みへ誘う指針を示して。
Now that is something that is certainly very relevant to that first tip, right? The stairs to godhood, a human being able to achieve that. Yeah. Her passionate lecture is interrupted by a loud noise. Hanyu? Yeah. Oh. As I looked back, Hanyu was jumping up and down with her eyes full of tears. Oh, yeah, but she doesn't want to hear that. Thud. So it is her. Yeah. She was stomping the floor as hard as she could, making a loud noise instead of screaming out with her unheard voice. However, it all amounted to the same thing. Hanyu cannot be heard by people. Oh. You aren't, clearly. Huh. Makes me think, it's like, it's very, like, in the same vein as, like, that unfair way you could easily view all of the characters, like, early on in the story, you know? Like, feel that same suspicion towards them that, like, Keiichi did, you know? It's interesting, because Oishiro-sama's kind of been like that in a way. Whether or not, I suppose, as the reader, you, like, believe Oishiro-sama exists or not before this chapter. I didn't, really, right? But still, it's like that idea of what Oishiro-sama is and represents was nothing like this weird creature, right? So, I don't know.
僕は人が死んだりとかいじめられたりとか、そんなのは嫌なのです。みんなで一緒に 仲良く楽しく暮らしてくれればいいのです。もちろん僕たちが悪いところもいっぱいありますです。でもそんなのを望んだことなんて一度もないのです。羽生は羽生よ。
Sure, but the way other people view you and the way they think about you is a large thing, right? It's really hard to, like, assert who you view as yourself, despite that, you know?
お社様なんてあなたとは関係のないことでしょ。
Sure, right? Oyashiro-sama, as Takano says, isn't real. You know, she isn't Oyashiro-sama, but I don't know.
違うのです。違うのです。
Because people did it in that name, right? Essentially to her still. It's like she can't help but feel like that is her, you know? God, like, what is that noise?
高野は嫌いです。
Oh.
嫌いなのです。いつも僕のことをひどく言いますのです。ひどく言いますのです。言いますのです。
Was it a bad idea for me to bring Takano in here? I knew that Takano would get overstimulated and say something like this. Fortunately, Hanyu's rejection indirectly reached Takano, and she stopped lecturing. Somehow, Tomitake had heard the noise that Hanyu made. Right, he's the only one who hears it, right? Yeah, it's, which is, like, so weird, right? Like, he's experiencing the same thing, like, the same weird... Yeah. Whatever it is, the levels of the thing, you know? Yeah. He pressed his finger to his in front of his lips and told Takano to be quiet.
何事なの？
うん。さっき子供が遠くで飛
there
び
we
跳ねるよう
go.
な音
Yeah.
が聞こえたんだよ。
God.
この建物の周りで子供が遊んでいるのかもしれない。
そう。
Oh, gotta get out of here.
私には何の気配も感じないけれど。
いや、確かに聞こえたよ。高野さん、ここへはお忍びで入れてもらってるんだ。リカちゃんの立場にも配慮して、もう少し静かに見学しないと悪いよ。
Right. Takano seemed disappointed, but Tomitake was right. She had no choice but to be quiet.
富武、周りに子供なんていませんですよ。
そうかい？リカちゃんには聞こえなかったかい？僕は確かに飛び跳ねるような音を聞いたんだけどな。
So what does Rika think about that, right? Because Rika was the one who said, like last time, right? About how was Sadako experiencing the weird thing with the levels, whatever we're gonna call it, right? That makes it, like, easier to perceive Hanyu? You know, that's what it seems like. So that's happened to Tomitake,
もちろ
then...
ん僕も聞きましたですよ。遠くではなく、僕
Oh,
のす
God.
ぐ後ろでドタンドタン跳ねていましたです。富武には遠くに聞こえたでしょうが、僕にはすぐ後ろだったので、
Yeah.
うるさいくらいでしたですよ。
I was standing in front of the altar, and the statue of Oishiro-sama was right behind me. Tomitake seemed freaked out after hearing what I just told him. Although he was trying to fake a smile, his face was turning pale. However, Takano didn't seem scared at all. I bet it excites her.
西宮殿の中でお社様を怒らせるようなことを言うのは禁止なのです。
Right.
お社様がとても怒っていますのです。その声が聞こえませんか？
Not quite, sadly. It's fortunate that she can't, to be honest. Even if she heard it, it would be nothing but tears. Aww. My job as a shrine maiden, to begin with, is to tell humans what Oishiro-sama is feeling. I'm responsible for speaking on Hanyu's behalf. Takano must have realized that I was very serious about what I just said. She apologized to me right away.
ごめんなさい。いささか調子に乗りすぎたわ。お社様もごめんなさい。
Thank you, Takano. I don't think that's enough,
人が
but...
崇めればそれは神。たとえ私が崇めなくても神聖は犯されない。面白半分に冒涜したことを謝るわ。
I think that's what Hanyu wants to hear,
お
really.
社様は甘いものが大好きなのです。僕を経由してお供えしないと
Ooh.
たたりがありますですよ。
Right. Tomitake couldn't help but smile. Takano also smiled. She bowed to me, promising to bring over some cream puffs soon. Takano finally stopped saying bad things about Oishiro-sama. She also promised to bring me something sweet. Hanyu was still upset, but she was probably satisfied for the moment. But I didn't know what she meant by the 3 fingers she was showing to me. I see. Was she telling me to ask Takano for that too? Being her shrine maiden is not an easy thing. Holding up 3 fingers.
シュークリームは最低
Like,
でも3つ欲しいと言ってます
right.
ですよ。
I thought it was like something important. Like, what are we talking about?
僕が食べたいわけではないので誤解しないでほしいのです。
What even is a cream puff exactly? Like I just like I don't know. I like cream puff. Yeah, I've never had one of these. I don't know. Sure, I guess like just a pastry thing. I guess. Okay. I mean, I guess that's about what I was picturing. Right. They took it as a joke I made to reduce the tension. Tomitake and Takano cracked up, holding their stomachs. Honey was looking at them with surprise, not knowing why they were laughing. My face, meanwhile, was turning red with embarrassment. Oh,
わか
God.
ったわ。
That was like a serious, like... Oh, God.
お社様のために美味しいシュークリームを3つ買ってくるわね。リカちゃんやさとこちゃんの分も
Yes.
いくつか買った方が
We
いい
need
のかしら。
a dozen.
いえ、僕の分はいいのです。その代わりどうしても聞いてもらいたい話がありますのです。
Okay.
何かしら。今日は西宮殿に入れてもらえるというわがままを聞いてもらえたんだから、それに見合うわがままには答えるつもりよ。
Okay.
僕が今から話すことを
That they're gonna
絶対
die.
に信じてほしいのです。
That they're gonna die.
どうしてとかそんなバカなとかはなしなのです。だから絶対に信じて
Ooh.
運命に打ち勝って私を助けてほしいのです。
It can't be that simple either, right? I feel like this is the problem Rika's gonna run into, is it can't be that simple for someone to just show up and save her either, right? Like, she can't put it all in the hands of another person, you know? It has to be a collaborative thing, I think, right? There's no way it can be that, you know? Not that I think at all Takano can be the one to save her. Both of them are surprised to see such a serious look on my face. I was sure they'd be surprised. After all, I was about to explain to them that they were going to die in 2 days. I'm sure they'd want to deny that, but I knew a fair bit about their deaths. If I could explain it to them in detail, they wouldn't be able to laugh it off. I talked to them about it several times in previous lives, but they never took it seriously. I only had that slight possibility that they might believe me. However, hopefully, the possibility is as small as a miracle. It should be engraved on the side of a die. My friends overcame their fates, and they all rolled a 6. Should I call that a miracle? Please, God, let me roll a 6 again. You gotta roll a 7, though. You gotta roll a 10. Please let them believe that death is upon them. But Takano has reason to, like, say, what the hell are you talking about? Surely that won't happen. Because I think she's the one behind it, right? Oh, I don't know. Oh, God. I don't know. I hope we see it. Don't tell me we're cutting away to, like, after. Oh. Man, I am tired. Oh, I see. Erie turned the light on as soon as he finished his presentation. There were about 8 men wearing lab coats inside the meeting room. Oh, so it's some kind of meeting about, like, what, his findings with the weird disease shit, maybe? The man sitting at the far end was the only person without one. Upon seeing Erie finish his speech, he clapped his hands several times. Having noticed his applause, the other men in the room soon followed suit. Oh, okay. Hi, Tomitake. You've got quite the outfit on. Okay.
本当に良かった。この度の成果は個人的にもとても満足できるところ。
Wait, what? Okay. What? Wait, what is going on? What is happening? What are we talking about right now? What? Like what?
入江先生の献身的努力の賜物ですわ。
What does Tomitake have to do with any of this? Like, what do you mean? I mean, like, literally, what are we talking about right now?
いえいえ、優秀なスタッフの協力
Oh
が
my
あればこそ
god.
です。すべてのスタッフに感謝します。
Like, what is Tomitake part of the military? He's been a secret spy the whole time, who's part of a secret... Like, what are we talking about? What is happening? I don't understand.
これで 完全治療の目処が立ったと言えるでしょう。
Right.
まだいくつかの爪は残っておりますが、そ
Okay.
れは時間と予算が解決する問題です。
I don't know. I'm just like dumbstruck. So Tomatake is a real big player in all of this, huh? I certainly did not think that was the case at all. Okay. So I guess he knows a lot more about all of this than I thought. I thought he was some kind of poor, hopeless Takano victim, test subject or something, but evidently not, huh? They're all looking for a cure together, huh?
それにつきましては、
What the
よろしく
hell?
お願いいたします。しかるべき人員と予算があれば、おそらく3年以
Oh,
内。
we don't have that kind of time. Okay, so... Okay, so... They're being funded by... By what? By Tomatake, counting on your support? So he is the one funding all of this, I suppose? And... God, it's just what it's making me think about is, like, Erie's death, too. Like, when Erie kills himself / his death is staged in some way. Oh my god, what are we talking about right now?
61年度までには完全な医療体制を確立できると思います。
And does Takano not want that to happen? I don't know. I don't know.
今後の課題は専門知識のない医療機関でも容易に対応できるパッケージ的な治療方法の確立と
Okay.
より安価で簡易な
Well, so,
検査法の確立です。
I mean, that makes it sound like this is more of like a broader thing than just some kind of Hinamizawa specific issue.
検査法に関しては現在入江先生が血液採取から潜在患者を発見する方法を研究中です。この方法が確立すれば一般的な健康診断と併用できますので相当の低コスト化を実現できると思われます。
Okay, so, yeah. So, Erie is trying to find a cure for it, of course, right? That's basically been confirmed for a while.
それは素晴らしい。現在の検査
Tomatake, what are
だいぶ
you?
大掛かりで高コストですからね。
Who are you? I just...
いや、コストにまでお気遣いいただき、本当に感謝します。国民の健康はすなわち国
Our
益のはず。
nation's assets.
そ
Yeah,
こに予
what?
算問題を出すの
What
は
the hell?
本当に情けないことなのですが、
Tomatake, what are you, man?
1円でも安くというのが当方の立場なのです。
Right.
もちろん理解しています。治療法は確立したがコスト的に不可能では絵に描いた餅ですから。机上の空論でなく実行可能な方法で考えるの
Oh,
も
God.
我々の仕事です。
Tomatake started clapping again, and everyone followed him. Yeah, like he's the one in charge here. Like, what the
あなたは
hell?
医師と
What
して
the
優秀な
hell?
だけでなく、本当に尊敬できる人格者です。
I'm not missing like any details here. Sorry, I feel like I'm like losing my mind. Like I'm not. Let me make sure there's no like little things hidden in here that I'm like not thinking about when I should be. Oh God, like what the hell is this? I don't know. Like yeah, I mean this all makes sense to me. Just the biggest curveball here is just Tomatake's involvement, I guess.
あなたとお会いできたことを誇りに思います。
いえ、本当に拍手をいただくのはすべての方を治療で
Yeah,
きて、
yeah, right,
いわゆ
right.
るお社様のたたりを完全に撲滅できた時です。それまでどうか連帯して頑張っていけたらと思っております。
Yeah, so it just is, like, just basically a normal kind of disease. There's no, like, weird thing about it exactly. It's something that can be just so, like, clinically studied, and you can just come up with a cure for it and stuff. Just less, like, fantastical than I thought it would be. So much so that it seems like Tomatake here, who I guess is a part of the CIA or something, is funding the research on it, you know? Like...
こちらこそ、私も入江所長の要求する予算が限りなく額面通りになるよう努力します。どうか引き続きよろしくお願いいたします。
Tomatake and Irie shook hands, and the meeting room was filled with applause yet again.
では今夜のミーティング
What the
これまで
hell?
といたしましょう。明日は 皆さんもお待ちかねのメインイベント、
Scott.
予算ヒアリングです。
The budget hearing,
各自
right.
奮闘しましょう。
Takano was being sarcastic, of course. The staff members in lab coats were smiling bitterly.
いや、必要な予算なら私も最大限配慮します。私は本当は皆さんの味方になってあげたいくらいなんですよ。
It's okay.
ですが、上に説明するのも
Explain things to the
怒られるのも
brass.
僕ですのでね。
Hmm.
申し訳ございませんが、しぶしぶ厳格に審査させていただきます。
What is happening? I'm
ご協
just.
力をよろしくお願いいたします。
What are we talking about?
それが富武さんのお仕事ですからやむを得ません。どうか明日は。では本日はこれで解散といたします。
Once Erie declared the meeting was over, his white-coated staff gathered up their documents and left after glancing at the clock. It was almost midnight. The staff who were off tomorrow might be alright, but those scheduled to work needed to sleep soon, or it would hinder them the next day. Takano gathered up the butts from the ashtrays, as well as the empty coffee cans. What the hell? Like, what are we talking about?
せっかく会議用に認めさせたコーヒー代なんだから、ちゃんと飲んでくれないとこの分まで予算が切られちゃうのかしら。
God.
ひどいな。僕も仕事でいやいややってるんだよ。
ああ、高野さん。
So this whole time, Takano, I'm not Takano, Tomitake has been coming to Hinamizawa for this purpose, right? Like this is why Erie's so involved in that. This is why he got a call from him, is because it's all tied up in all of this weird secret research stuff that Erie is doing. So much so that Tomitake has to have like this fake persona, is just a wandering photographer. Like, oh, what the hell are we talking about, you know? It's
そのコー
like,
ヒー一本もらえます。
God.
じゃあ僕ももらいます。すべて飲み切った方が予算請求には都合がいいでしょうから。
Hmm. So obviously, I assume this is the night after all the, this is the night of the Saiguden stuff that happened, right? Happened earlier today. So after Rika told them about their impending deaths, but I wonder how that went. The two of them seemed more relaxed with the other staff members gone. Tomitake and Erie loosened their collars in a sign of relief.
リカちゃんとサトコちゃんたちはお元気ですか？先週聞いた話では、サトコちゃんの検査結果が一時期良くなかったように聞きましたが。
あれは取り越し苦労のようでした。
And hey, I mean, if it's all like this crazy top secret research stuff, it makes sense why Erie has never, told anyone about it, right? It's like he kind of has to keep it all a top secret thing, right?
急に暑くなりましたからね。体がびっくりしてしまったんでしょう。最新の検査結果では非常に安定した状態に戻っています。
Hmm.
入江先生はさとこちゃんには特に熱心ですからね。
You could say that.
そんなことはありませんよ。医師たるもの、すべての辞める者には公平に全力を尽くします。そして私に感謝して、
Right, of course, surely.
なお素晴らしいのですが。
I bet that'll happen any day
い
now.
やはや、なかなかそうはなりませんね。
サトコちゃんを完全に治療できる方法があれば、
Ooh.
本当に素晴らしいのですが。
That is still not in the cards,
それ
though?
はやはり難しそうですか。
God, so Tomitake even knows that, right? Like when he's hanging out with them with Tanagashi and stuff. That's so... Huh. Man.
サトコちゃんのように一度でもレベル5に至った場合、
Oh.
幻覚症状の再現、いわゆるフ
Yeah.
ラッシュバックに近い現象が起こりやすくなります。
Man, just when did Sadako experience this before, right? Like... What would have caused this for Sadako? Unless it's just the stuff way in the past, like the... all that stuff we went into about, like, far in her past, like, before the Satoshi abuse stuff happens, in Chapter 3, right? It's just, like, stuff like that, like what happened with her parents, right? Which I guess, I mean, we still don't know the truth of what happened behind all of that,
これは厳密には病気によるものではなく、精神の中に育まれる正常な防衛反応なんです。 厚物に懲りてナマスを吹くということわざにもあるように、過去の経験を積極的に生かそうとする
I see.
正常な反応なんです。
Yeah, I mean, it's like a trauma response, right?
つまり一言で言えば心的外傷のことよ。しかも前頭葉に直接ダメージを受けていることが考えられるので、一般的な心的外傷よりもずっと繊細なカウンセリングと長期の投薬が必要でしょう。
病気は治療できても心の傷は治せない。
You know, it's so weird. Like what I just thought about is like Takano knows all of this stuff, right? She knows like the literal details of all of these things, right? She's part of this weird top secret research stuff. So why the book? Why the scrapbook full of insane, crazed nonsense? Why does that exist? She just loves driving people insane? Like, just as part of this research, she wants to try and trigger that in people and have it happen? Like, when Reno was talking to her about the maggots and all of that, did she see that as, oh, she's experiencing these symptoms and I recognize that, so I better drive her completely crazy, so, you know, that'll be fun. It's like, I don't know, right? What's the point, you know? That can't be part of what she's supposed to do with all of this, obviously. I don't know.
ということかい？
心的外傷に苦しむ人は
Yeah.
世界にも大勢いる。
I mean, you know, treatment for mental health is a pretty rough thing.
その中の一人に混じれるだけでも、かつてのさとこちゃんの症状を思えば奇跡的な回復なんだしね。
State she used to be in.
同じに考えてください。不治の病ではあっても、症状を抑えて元気に生活されている方も大勢います。
And I mean, all this like hallucination talk and stuff. I mean, it makes sense with like chapter 3, how her, like the Tepe stuff, you know, like when Tepe was already dead and she was so convinced he was still there. I think it's both like a trauma response and like her, that fear and terror of him not being solved by Keiichi killing him. Of course not, right? It's not that simple. You can't fix that problem just by killing Tepe, you know. I think that's the clear message, but also like, yeah, the literal like state she was in because of all of this stuff too, you know.
さとこちゃんは今でも日に3度の注射を
3 shots a day.
だいぶ調子が落ち着いてきましたので。
Yeah, I mean, that's still crazy, isn't it?
3度に比べれば、だいぶ負担は軽くなったと思います。
I wonder if that too is part of why she like deteriorated so much in that sense in chapter 3 is like being forced to live with Tepe if that stopped happening. You know, she stopped going to Erie's, she stopped getting her treatment and all of that.
最初はだいぶ嫌がったんだけどね。リカちゃんがうまくごまかしてくれてるみたいよ。
Aw.
ごまかして？
さとこちゃんは生活資金の援助を受ける代償として私の研究に協力してもらっている、
right.
ということになっています。
では、日に2度の注射は自分の病気のためでなく、入江先生の研究の協力のためにやっているつもりなんですか？
次郎さん、さとこちゃんに自分がどういう病気にかかっているのかを説明することは、
I suppose. I
残
guess.
酷な意味を持つのよ。
I don't know. That's a complicated thing.
前に話さなかったかしら？
ああ、いや、思い出したよ。無神経なことを言って申し訳ない。
富武さんもどこかでさとこちゃんに会ったら
Yeah.
優しくしてあげてください。
God, I want to go back and like reread like chapter 1 when Toмотaki is at Watanagashi hanging out with all of them. I wonder if there's anything he said to Sadako or any like interactions between them. I don't know.
そうですね。わかりました。
リカちゃんは本当に強い人ですね。さとこちゃんと同じような境遇のはずなのに、あれだけしっかりと生活できるんですから。
She is an unimaginably strong girl, indeed.
すべてリカちゃんとお亡くなりになられたご両親のおかげですね。
Rika-chan and her deceased parents, huh? What does that have to do with it
多大なる理解
exactly?
と協力がなければ、これだけの短期間では
I
治
see.
療の糸口は見つけられなかったでしょう。
Huh. I mean, they said Rika's father died of some kind of illness. I don't know.
人道的でない実験にもよく耐えてくれました。
Inhumane
ご両親の死を
experiments.
も乗り越えてくれた 彼女の協力なくして今日の成果はありえません。
So was Rika suffering from it after her parents' death then? Or what? What do we mean by this exactly? She even endured our inhumane experiments very well. I mean, if they're experimenting on her, the inhumane experiments, I have to assume Rika must have then. After overcoming her parents' death, huh?
なんとかその恩に報いてあげたいものです。
そうですね。
But then, like, what would be the difference? I mean, if Rika was suffering from it, then... I don't know, that doesn't really make any sense, because it seems like she's fine now. It's Sadako who experienced it in the past. It's, like, still... You know, she's not cured or anything. It seems like it never goes away. They don't have a cure for it yet. So... I feel like, I guess Rika couldn't have been then. So then what were these experiments? What were the... I don't know. Because he's not talking about Sadako here, right? Sadako is obviously another person who their parents died, but the subject here is Rika. So, I don't know.
東京もリカちゃんとサトコちゃんが最大の功労者であることは理解しています。
God, like Tomitake is one of Akasaka's co-workers in Tokyo.
必ずや二人の協力に見合う感謝を示す。
Oh God, well, I hope.
あらあら、私たちにはコーヒーフィルター代まで渋るのに決ま
だからそれをいじめないでほしいな。昨年の話は高野さんに根を持たれっぱなしだよ。
でも
So does Rika...
私たち大人は彼女たちの協力に結局お金でしか報いれないのね。
So does Rika herself know all the details about all of this? She knows about Tomitake's, like, connection to all of this and his involvement here and stuff? I guess she must, I would assume.
心で報いる方法があればいいのに。
Takano muttered like she's talking to herself, but it almost sounded as if she was talking to them.
きっと心で報いる方法は日常の中にたくさんあります。
Disemboweling Rika would not be one of those ways.
それらを一つ一つ積み重ねていくことでいろいろな形でお返しができると思います。
入江先生はいえ、監督は日々そうしておられるようですわね。
True.
私もあの子たちに何か親切でもするようにしてあげないと。
I guess, if you say so, Takano. I
そうだよ。
suppose.
高野さんはそれでなくとも今日大きな恩をリカちゃんに受けたじゃないか。
Oh, yeah, okay, talk about
明
that,
日の
please.
朝一でフィルムを現像に出さないと。
Oh God, don't tell Erie about it. You can't tell anyone,
本
remember?
当に貴重
Come
な
on.
体験だったわ。
You gotta keep the secret.
歴史、文化、その息吹、本当に素晴らしい時間だったわ。
I feel like we're really spelling it right now. Erie wondered what she could have experienced during the day. Tomitake could only smile and act like he didn't know anything.
そうだ、
Yeah,
高野さん。
about what she
今日の最
said.
後にさ
Right,
れたリカちゃんの
right.
あのお願いだけど。どう
I bet Takano brushes it off, right?
被害妄想だと思いたいけれど、 本人だって明確な証拠は示せないって言ったわけだし。
Right.
何かあったんですか？話だけを聞いているとリカちゃんに良くない兆候が出たように聞こえますが。
So they are talking about Rika showing symptoms. So maybe she did experience it herself in the past and like what she's on like a lower level of it because there's the levels, right? So like she's fine, she doesn't need like constant treatment the same way Sadako does, I guess? I don't know.
先週のリカちゃんの検査結果。
I guess that must be it.
私は極めて安定した良好な結果だったと思っているのですが。
But yeah, Takano is just like
入江
using
先
that
生から見て何か変わった所見は見受けられましたか？
as a way to like brush it aside, right? At least that's my the implication in my mind, I guess.
いいえ。今回もとても安定した結果でしたよ。さとこちゃんの検査結果が日本海の荒波だと例えるなら、リカちゃんは琵琶湖の水面のような感じです。
I see.
二人の気象そのものですね。
急性発症の可能性は？
一体何事ですか？まさかリカちゃんに症状の進行が見られるというので
Yeah,
すか？
right.
実は今日、彼女から私たちに依頼があったんですわ。
What did
自
she
分の
ask?
命が狙われているように思うの
Oh,
で、
right,
身辺
right.
警護の強化を依頼したいと。
そんなバカな。
I don't know. Might be standing right here, man. I don't know. I don't know. Ooh.
リカちゃんは村中から愛されてるマスコットで
Oh God.
殺したいほど憎む人がいるなんて聞いたこともない。
It makes a lot of sense why like Tomitake brushes it aside. Or I guess this whole situation, I guess, if they view it as some kind of weird symptom of the disease or whatever. But also, like, they're viewing it in this weird detached way, because they're all so involved in this weird research and all of this. And they're viewing it through those terms, rather than viewing it as, like, the kind of personal, you know, thing that you could view it as. You know, the reason why, like, all of Rika's friends in the club would take it seriously immediately and want to protect her. You know, they're viewing it in this very, like, detached sense, I suppose, you know.
僕も正直眉唾だとは思っています。
リカちゃんは自分の命が脅かされている根拠は
Yeah,
何だと言っていますか？
did she give any reason
追
at
跡
all?
妄想や被害妄想の類だとしたら、確かにレベル5の初期症状と言えなくもありませんね。
夢で見たと。
Ooh.
そういう悪夢にうなされてとても怖い思いをしたので、落ち着くまで身辺護衛を頼みたいと言うんです。
And will you all really not even do
その
that?
くらいの年の子なら夢見が悪くて怖くなってしまうこともたまにはあるかもしれない。
Oh God, just brushed aside
でも
completely,
僕
huh?
たちの立場上、
Yeah.
それが単なる悪夢なのか初期症状なのかは慎重に判断する必要があるだろうね。
わかりました。明日彼女には緊急検査を実施しましょう。
Okay,
問題
okay.
がないことを祈ります。
And tomorrow's the day before with Tanagashi, like it's really like coming right up, right? Didn't they say it was like in 2 days? Or am I crazy? So,
今の
okay.
この村で彼女より大切な人間は存在しないのですから。
何も問題がなければいいんだけどね。でももしそうだったとしたらどうしようね。
ジローさん、リカちゃんはあれだけのものを私たちに見せてくれた。
Sure, right?
その
It
見
shouldn't
返
be.
りがあのお願いなのだとしたら、とてもささやかなものだと思わない？
Takano, I don't know what's up with you. I really don't.
身辺に不安を感じるという訴えをしてくれたんだから、私たちはそれに応えてこそ信頼関係だと思うの。これがお金でなく心で報いるということじゃないのかしら。
Takano, I want to believe in you. I wish I could. I just don't at all. I don't. I'm sorry. I just don't, right? How does that work? How does that fit into like the thematic point of the story? I don't know. I don't know.
そうですね。仮に訴えが彼女の言うように夢見のせいだったとしても、それ
Okay.
に応えなければ私たちは彼女の信頼を失うでしょう。ある意味幸運ではありませんか？彼女に恩返しをする方法が一つ見つかったわけですからね。
確かにおっしゃる通りです。それに彼女の訴えは私たちが当初から保証しているはずの権利でもあります。
それでなくても私たちは彼女の安全を徹底的に守らなければならない。
その通りです。それについては私ではなく
Oh,
皆さんの仕事
I
ですね。
guess.
よろしくお願いいたします。
I wish she wasn't the one in charge of protecting her. Like, that alone just feels like such an obvious thing. If Takano's the one in charge of protecting her and she always fails and Rika always gets murdered, that feels like a pretty clear link to who the person killing her probably is, right?
わかりました。では、高野さんの権限内でお願
Yeah,
いします。
like...
東京から番犬を派遣するレベルでもないでしょう。
But it's weird, right? Like, Rika trusts Takano, right? She really does. At least to some degree. So it's like, what is that betrayal of her trust? If Takano's the one doing it, what does that mean? Like, how am I supposed to take that thematically? I don't know. I don't know.
フルでリカが夢にうなされたので派遣をお願いします。なんて言えませんものね。
The bloodhounds. Like, what are we talking about?
了解しました。山犬に最低4名の24時
4
間警護を
members of the
命じます。
mountain dogs. Right. What this immediately made me think about, this bloodhound and now mountain dog stuff, is the white van, right? The white van. Does that have something to do with all of this? The weird thing about that? Maybe. But like, I don't know. What would my explanation for that be? If the people in the white van in chapter 6 were... Well, I don't know. I just don't know. It makes sense, I guess, in chapter 1 that they showed up to Keiichi's house, right? How would Eri... Well, I don't know, Eri would have known what it was. Eri would have known what Keiichi was suffering from. And that I would assume Keiichi at that point was in the L5 or whatever, right? And he brought them with him, right? The people in the white van. I don't know what the white van almost hitting Keiichi was all about. I don't know, and I guess the stuff with Rena was like a similar thing, right? If Takano's in charge of them and can order them around, can order 4 members of the Mountain Dogs to watch people, then maybe that's like what happened with Rena in Chapter 6, the people that were like looking for her and all of that. But that was after Takano's supposed death, right? So that should have been like, I don't know, right? So then that would have to mean that this group, if this is that group, the white van people, then I don't know, they would have to be like somehow like in on this with Takano rather than like part of the greater like whole research plan stuff. You know what I mean? Because that's supposed to be after Takano's death. And if they're still following Takano's orders at that point, when Takano's supposed to be dead, then they must know that she isn't dead. So then they must be like actually working for her more than like the project or whatever at large. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
それはすごいな。私が上京する時の警護より厳重です。
だってリカちゃんにはそれだけの恩を受けちゃったんです
So I think that's a good thing, right? If Takano, yeah, if these mountain dog people are the white van people, then yeah, like that's not good, right? But no, but that's kind of weird though. Well, I don't know, because if the white van people showed up at Keiichi's house at the end of chapter 1 with Eri, right? Then yeah, they must just be like double agents almost. You know what I mean? Like they're in on it with Takano, whatever Takano's really doing here, with like her plan to kill Rika and stuff. But in that moment in chapter 1, they were still like pretending to be working for Eri, I suppose. I don't know. It's like
そりゃもうすごい警護をつけるわよ。リカちゃんの暗殺を企むような奴らは絶対阻止。山犬の再生鋭を護衛につけるわ。たとえ相手が超永久スナイパーでも守りきってみせるわよ。
What about the people who are watching her though? Could they?
鬼が淵村の神秘、万歳。
Right.
高野さん、何かいいことでもあったんですか?
That was so close to the Oshino thing, wasn't it?
高野さん、何かいいことでもあったんですか?
It's so close. Nanika ikoto demorata no kai is like is Oshino's saying, right? Like it's so close.
何かいいことでもあったんですか?
Like God.
いや、その
Yeah, no, and then nothing good. No big deal. Don't worry about it, Eri. It's no, it's nothing. Nothing to be concerned about. Don't worry. Okay, that was all fucking insane. It's like, what the hell are we talking about? You know? God. That was crazy. After looking through the items that had been donated for the auction, we had realized there was nothing kids would be interested in. I feel like I should say more, but, like, I don't know. I'm just along for the ride, I guess. We're just being revealed all these things that, like, there was no chance of me guessing at all. So, whatever, I guess. Keiichi insisted that the show wouldn't be a success unless there was something that kids would beg their parents to buy. He's probably right. Makes sense. For that reason, we went to the toy store again today. We were trying to get the owner to donate something that would interest all the kids attending the festival.
なるほどね。うちも先日のみんなのおかげで売れ残りをじゃなくて
Right.
いろいろとゲームを売ることができたからね。協力したいのは山々なんだけど。
バッチャは叩き売りオークションが大人も子供も楽しめるイベントになることを大いに期待しております。
Oh, that's what she's hoping for. Right.
ダメかな、吉郎おじさん。
God.
本家の大ババ様に期待されちゃあな。わかったよ。なんとか協力するよ。断ると大晦日にどんな嫌味を言われるか怖いや。
Right. You might lose a pinky. Be very careful.
ミオンとこのばあさんって本当に偉いんだ。
私は会ったことありませんけど、
she is
ああいう人らしいんですのよ。
quite scary, indeed.
シオンさんが言うには趣味は人の
Oh
生爪を
god,
伸ばすことなんだとか。
yeah, Shion is well accustomed to that. Don't remind
それは
her.
しーちゃんが脅かしただけだよ。
Sure, if you'd rather think of it that way.
レナはみーちゃんのおばあちゃんをよく知ってるよ。
I love so much that Shion and Sadako have this relationship now. Oh,
とっても優しい人なんだよ。
it's like Shion is giving Sadako that like older sibling that she lost with Satoshi and all that, you know? It's like it's so, oh man, it makes me so happy.
礼儀正しくしてれば。
I'm impressed that she can refer to that monster as a nice lady,
礼
right?
儀正しくないと怖いのです。あと敬語の使い方が間違ってる人にも怖いのですよ。ニパー。それは私には優しくないという意味ではございませんの？
Well, you are a hojo, so ooh.
ケイちゃん、話ついたよ。
We got a deal. Let's go. His laugh was a painful one. We're just
どうして
taking a bunch of stuff.
ミオンの言うことを聞きますのですか？
You know why, Hanyu. What are you talking about?
その先本家の意向に決まってるじゃない。
Or Hanyu, if you don't know why at this point, you are woefully behind. It doesn't even make any sense. It's like, what are we talking about?
ミオンはその先本家のお姫様だもの。
Ohime-sama indeed.
誰も逆らえないわね。リカもフルデ本家のお姫様なのですよ。
It's kinda.
ありがとう。
The members of the Sonozaki branch families who own businesses usually get their funding from Mion's family. They can never go against the will of the main branch. The Sonozaki family made a fortune on the black market after the war, and they've invested those funds as capital into businesses run by their family and the villagers. They can charge almost no interest and require no co-signers or collateral. So long as ones give a proper explanation, they provide a notable sum. The money has to be paid back, of course, but it's lent between family and community. I mean, hey, I think that's probably a good way to, like, grow the community and stuff. Like, that seems like good. Yeah. They're willing to make some adjustments if one goes begging. For that reason, everyone is borrowing money from the family. Also, of course, like, keeps them in power, for sure, but, you know. And that, more than anything, is why they can never refuse a request from Mion. Yeah.
よーし、じゃあみんな手分けしてこれはと思うものを探してくれ。探し方のコツとしては、できれば大きいものの方がいいな。
I don't know.
トランプを一箱叩き売りしたって迫力がないだろ？
Right.
でかいものの方が迫力があっていいもんな。
Big things, huh?
大きくて高いものを狙い撃ちなのです。
Big teddy bear that Satoshi was gonna buy isn't here, is it?
任せなさいませ。そういうのなら大得意ですわよ。
I'd argue, I guess, if you say so.
みんなお店のおじさんの顔色を見ながら選ぼうね。
No, it's fine. We'll just take everything. Don't worry about it.
うわー、レナ見て見て。このぬいぐるみかわいいかわいい。
She's gonna immediately steal it. Right.
かわいいかわいい。全部お持ち帰り。
So, there we go. There we go.
あの
It's for the auction. Don't worry.
少しは
No,
加減
no.
してね。
You got no right to complain, buddy. Sorry. The shop owner smiled bitterly at us.
ケイチ君、これは何だろう。ブランコって書いてあるよ。ブラン
Hmm.
コって公園のブランコ？
What is it?
うわ、重たい。
Oh god.
組み立て式のブランコだろ。
Ah. Oh god, that's scary. That's heavy, probably.
公園のブランコのようなダイナミックな遊び方はできないけどな。
Okay.
小さい子
Okay.
が遊ぶには十分だよ。まあ最初のうちは面白いんだけどな。
Oh, has he had one before?
そのうち飽きて使わなくなると洗濯物を干すのにちょうどよくなるんだよこれが。
Very much seems like he's speaking from experience, yes.
やたら例えがリアルなのです。
Yeah, right.
ケイチは持ってましたのですか？
前の家でな、小さい頃のクリスマスのプレゼントを買ってもらったことがある。何しろパッと見の迫力があるしな。いいチョイスだぞレナ。
はいケイちゃん、これを貼っといて。後で町会の人に取りに来てもらうから。
Okay, okay. I bet that's like the most expensive thing in the store. They're taking it. Mion handed Keiichi a piece of paper that said Town Council on it. She was carrying around a whole stack of them. She She's really thorough when it comes to things like that.
ケイチさん、これなんかいかがですの？家庭用プールでしたよ。
Ooh,
ほう、それもなかなかいいチョイスだな。
it'll be good for the
い
summer.
や、こいつも抑えとかないか。
ひなみ沢じゃ水遊びがしたければ沢へ行けばいいからね。
I guess.
微妙じゃないかな。
Who wants to go all the way over there then? Come on.
はう、でも金魚さんのプリントがなんだか可愛らしいね。レナはこのプールあってもいいと思うかな。
Sure. Rena has a far better eye for these things. Come on.
私もあっていいと思いますわ。これだけたくさんの水が貯められれば、いろんなトラップに応用が効きますのよ。
Right, exactly. You can turn it into
ダメだ、キ
a
ャッパー。
bottomless pit for people to fall into.
その威力を味わうのはどうせ俺に違いない。却下却下。
You can drown Keiichi in it. Perfect.
なら、これはどうなのですか？ゾウさんの滑り台なのですよ。みー。
An elephant slide.
僕も面白そうだと思いますの
That
で。
sounds huge.
僕もお持ち帰りしたいのですよ。
Oh, she's copying
サトコが
Rena.
滑ろうとした瞬間に上からドンと押すと
What are you talking about?
想像しただけで楽しくなってきた。
Mm-hmm.
羽生もそんなサトコを見たいでしょ。
You can push Sadako off and roll her down like a ball. Right.
リカは
She's not being mean.
サトコと遊ぼうとしてますのです。
Come on.
はあ、それもいいね。お持ち帰り。
はいはい、売約済みっと。
It really seems like we're taking like all of the giant expensive things to me. We enjoyed the privilege of picking donations for a while. I started to feel bad seeing the owner's troubled expression. I patted him on the head to try to comfort him. Aw. Rub rub. Pat pat. Nipa. It's not enough.
麻雀だ。
Oh god, not Mahjong
どうした
again.
のケイちゃん。
Keiichi found something in the tabletop game section. Owishi's gonna show up now. We've said Mahjong. We've said, like, if you say Mahjong in a mirror 3 times, Owishi shows up. Like, we gotta be careful. I walked toward him to see what it was. There I saw a green mat on the table, with the Mahjong tiles all lined up on it. They were arranged in a square shape, as if someone was playing there until just a few minutes ago. I am horrified.
あれ？何これ、吉郎おじさん。勤務時間に麻雀なんかやってたの？
いやいや、違うよ。これはね。
I'd expected to see board games and card games in the toy store, but not Mahjong. I guess it isn't weird for a toy store to sell this there.
うわあ、すっごい久しぶりだよ。もうほとんどルールは忘れちゃったかな。
I tried looking up the rules for Mahjong. I could not understand it.
お
I feel like I've got to play
レ
it.
ナくらいの女の子が麻雀を知ってるなんてすごいじゃないか。
I know it's not.
あ、ひょっとしてあれか？以前に部活の種目になったことがあるんだろう。
I don't know. Probably not.
去年のこれでしたかしら
Oh,
ね。
did they? Okay.
もちろん私も大活躍でしたのよ。
I believe it.
私の川にはトラップが潜んでいましたよ。
ミオ、お前な、裏若き女の子が
Hey, what's wrong with that?
学校で麻雀かよ。
ちょっとケイちゃん、麻雀をバカにしちゃダメ
That's
だよ。
yeah, Keiichi, you would get owned, honestly. Like, let's be real.
南沢は豪雪地帯。村の冬の娯楽は麻雀一色になるんだから。
Mm-hmm.
こたつでぬくぬくみかんと麻雀。テレビからは紅白が流しっぱなし。風情があっていいね。
I guess it could be fun. That's probably how the Senozaki family spends its winter. That doesn't mean the whole village does that. I guess that's
そうい
true.
えば、ここいらは豪雪地帯なんだ。
Yeah, they mentioned that once before, right? I don't even remember when.
なるほど。こたつで遊べる大人のゲームといったら、麻雀はど定番だよな。
Hmm.
ケイちゃん、麻雀をバカにしちゃいけないよ。
You're telling me. I am well aware from chapter 4.
麻雀こそは男社会の潤滑よ。
I
四
guess.
角いジャングルを囲むとき、男たちは東なら清流、西なら白虎、
What could this
南は朱雀、
possibly
北は
mean?
玄武。
What could we possibly be talking about?
普段の上下関係やいさかいを全部捨てて、
Mhm,
対等な関係で戦い合うわけよ。
Right.
その精神の尊さは古代オリンピックにも通じるものがあるってわけ。ね、すごいでしょ。
俺はそれよりも、こいつがいつ部活に登場して
Yeah, right? Keiichi would just get destroyed. There's no way Keiichi could possibly be good at Mahjong, right? Like, just absolutely no chance. I doubt it. Oh, maybe. Okay. Maybe I'm doubting him too much. I think it'd be funny, having Keiichi lose horribly to everyone. As usual. Oishi is about to show up, and it's gonna be horrifying. Like, I'm just saying, that's about to happen right now. Everyone looked at the owner. How to do the what now? The who? What does that mean? I guess, if you say so. Okay, okay. Right. What are we talking about? Oh, thank you. Okay. Makes sense. What are we talking about? It's like, who the hell is Musashi Miyamoto? Oh, I see. It's like crazy, like sleight of the hand, ridiculous. I see. No, I'm sure Rika probably knows how to do it. Let's be real. What was that laugh? Like... I bet Akasaka can do it, like, come on. I bet Sadako would also be someone I could imagine doing it. Exactly, right? Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. You're really putting her on the spot here. Come on. God. I bet she can do it. Come on. Okay. Sadako sat in front of the table and started piling up the tiles. Maybe. I see. Okay. Not that I understand what that means exactly, but sure. Yeah, right? Okay. Did those exist in 1983? What are we talking about? Okay, I'm imagining it. She's talking to me, Rika, don't worry about it. What are we doing? God. I'm ready. Hit me. Everyone gulped and looked closely at the table. Sadako moved her hands like a swan on a lake. This all, like, means something, right? Like, this is all symbolic of something. It's a metaphor for something, I just don't know what. She had 13 tiles in front of her. Then she silently flipped them all face down. Then she lifted them up by holding both ends and silently placed them against the back edge of the wall, keeping them hidden.
いよいよここからだよ、さとこ。
And you like flip them around somehow? Like that seems crazy. Like
自信がありませんけど、行きますわよ。
ooh. We all went quiet. Sadako reached out toward the Yamahai. Then she grabbed the whole thing with her small little hands.
というわけで、ここで麻雀の詳しくない人にいかに山牌をつかむのが大変かを説明
Thank you,
しよ
Mion.
う。
Thank you.
自分の手牌は通常13
I
牌。
mean, yeah, it's a whole 13 tiles, like, together, basically, and, like, keep them from, like, falling apart, I suppose.
この程度の数なら両手でうまく押さえつけるように持て
Right.
ば宙に持ち上げることだってできる。不慣れだと失敗してぶちまけてしまうが、そう難しいことではない。
Okay.
だが山牌はそうはいかない。山牌は基本的に17牌ある。
Oh,
しかも2段積みなのだ。
I see.
しかもここからが肝心。
You have to have, like, equal pressure.
17牌かける2
Yeah.
段を丸ごと動かせばいいわけではないのだ。
Mm-hmm.
上段は17牌全部を、下段は端の4牌
Oh,
のみを移
God.
動させなければならない。
Wow. What do you mean?
これを先ほど山の
What
向
are
こうに
these
置いた
sound
手牌
effects?
13牌にかぶせることで、手牌は山の中に埋もれ、さっき山牌を移すときに残した下段の13牌が自分の手牌として残る。
God. What are we talking about?
これこそ積み込み技の究極と言われるゆえん。
I guess I get it. Kinda. Trust me, I get it. Don't worry about
13
it.
牌を丸ごと全部入れ替えてしまう大技なのだ。
I see. I see.
さとこ、しっかりなのですよ。
Okay, I believe, uncritically. I could see Sadako trying to concentrate. She was supposed to be doing this. She was supposed to be doing this more naturally since it's a technique for cheating. But since, for the moment, it was just a performance, I suppose it's fine. Someone audibly swallowed, and at that exact moment she made her move. Ooh. Alright. Come on. Crash. She had put too much strength into it, god damn it. Her tiles fell apart. Aww.
やっぱり無理でございますわ。
No, don't say that.
なかなかできるものじゃありませんわ。
Aww. It totally means something, right? It's gotta.
でも要領は
It's gotta mean
今のと
something.
見よう
I just don't know
と
what.
大体分かったぜ。ちょっと俺もやってみる。
No way you can do it, Keiji.
レナも挑戦してみよ
I bet Rena can do it.
う。今のうちに覚えておかないと後で大変そうだからね。
Hmm.
僕も挑戦しますです。
All of us except Mion took a seat and started piling up the tiles.
一見するとルールを知らない
Hey, that's what they're
子供たち
doing.
が麻雀牌で遊んでるように見えるんだけどね。
Well, they're practicing to cheat, but that is what they're doing.
その実態はツバメ返しの練習
Yeah,
だったんだから。私の部員たちは実にたくましく育ってくれたもんだよ。
Exactly. You're raising them well, Mion. Good job. My hands and Sadako's hands are about the same size. If she can do it, I know I can too. Ah, I like that. I like that attitude. Of course, I can't really use this trick during a real game. We were just playing around, but I was having a good time. I'd never done this before in my 100 years of life. Ooh. Ah.
手が不器用になった気がしますわ。悔しいですわね。
Probably like the more you do it, it's probably like you get like uncoordinated. It probably becomes harder, honestly, you know? It seems like that kind of thing.
最初の13杯を持ち上げるのも難しい。は
いいかレナ。両手の小指で挟み込むんだよ。
Oh god, that sounds hard.
そうそう。力を入れすぎると弾けるぞ。
Mm-hmm.
かといって力が足りないとうまく持てないしね。その塩梅を得得する。
It's very difficult to lift up the first 13 tiles to begin with. Not everyone can get past this stage. Sadako is doing well the first time, but she lost her concentration and is dropping her tiles now. I took Keiichi's advice and supported the tiles with my pinky fingers and lifted it up. Oh, I did it. Nice.
最初の13個をうまく持てましたのです。
Let's go.
おお、やるじゃねえか。なんだよ。リカちゃんが一番リードしてるぞ。負けられねえ。
リカも器用なのです。続きもうまくでき
Oh
ま
god.
すのですか？
It's gonna be rough, that's for
なか
sure.
なか難しいわね。
Yeah.
でも誰よりも最初に成功させたいっていう気持ちがある。
Interesting.
だって今はそういう遊びなんだからね。続けていくわよ。
Oh, I like the attitude.
くそ。リカちゃんが一番乗りになっちまうのか。
次の入れ替えができればいきなり成功だね。
Right.
次は牌がいっぱいあるから。
Yeah, I feel like you gotta practice that one by itself a lot, you know?
頑張るなのですよ。
Aww.
いいか、正念場でしたよ。
I had to lift up the whole top row and only 4 tiles from the bottom row. I probably didn't need to use too much force. I can do this. No? Crash. Right.
惜しいな。
What do we think this is like representative of? I don't know exactly, right? Like Rika's efforts. I don't know. Hmm.
やっぱり横に17杯もあると、それだけで難易度は急激に高くなるね。
僕が一番に成功させますです。きっとできなかった人には罰ゲームがあるに違いないのです。
なんだってみよ、本当か？
どうしようかね。
Right now there will be. Yeah, I mean, there were only 4 seats, so Mion wasn't even in the game. That's not fair. Did that mean she could set up a punishment with no risk to herself? Yeah.
みーちゃんはやってないのに。
Literally, right? Come on.
ずるいという暇があったら練習あるのみでございますわよ。なんだか大変なことになってしまったのです。
I thought we came all the way to Okonomiya to get donations for the auction. Why were we doing this now? Although, that's why I love hanging out with these people. It's always different, right? If it wasn't for them, I would have lost my soul a long time ago. I would have become a worthless piece of flesh. Oh. I've heard that rabbits can die from loneliness, but humans are no different. Oh, certainly. Humans can also die from boredom. Yeah.
やっぱり今回の世界は何かが特別。
Oh. I think every world you've ever been in has been special, Rika, in a sense.
もちろんそれは個々にはいずれもあり得ることばかりなんだけど、それらがみんなそも
Sorry,
そも
skipped her line.
理科の運命が今まで不幸続きだったのです。たまにはためにためた幸運を放出してもらわないといけませんのです。
I don't like that way of phrasing it. What do you mean every once in a while? This is gonna be it. We're gonna win.
違いないわね。
If I have such a miserable and deadly fate, I do deserve some happiness that evens out the sadness. Like, that's such a sad way of thinking about it, right? We're not submitting ourselves to that fate. We aren't doing that, right? Come on. I felt like the luck I'd been getting in this life was something that I'd been saving up for 100 years. The people I love are all healthy and happy. I also asked Takano to reinforce my security. I don't know if she really will, but she promised me. Oh. She never did that in my previous lives. I think her reaction to my request was the best one so far. In fact, she was skipping on her way back home. She must have been in a good mood. And that terrifies me. I was sorry for breaking the family rules, but I think it was worth it. I told them that their lives were also in danger, but I doubt they really believed that. They didn't seem too frightened by it. Yeah, right. I'd have to give them a final warning on the night of Otanagashi. If I try warning them too often, they'd never believe me.
なら、私はもうこの世界でできる努力はないという。
I don't know. I guess I don't know, right? What, you have to try and make steps to figure out who's gonna kill you and avoid that somehow, right?
わかりませんのです。その時が訪れてみるまで何もわかりませんのです。
Yeah. I'm blessed with miraculously good fortune in this world. I gave it my best effort using all of my previous experience. I certainly think we can listen to Hanyu, because Hanyu's a doomer. And she's like, I don't know. I feel like we're walking into a trap here, you know? But did I do enough? I wish I could have my fortune told. I just wanted something to tell me that I did everything right. Please tell me what my fortune is. And as soon as I made the wish, God granted it to me. Oh, really? Oh, God, he's here. Oh, the good days are over. It's over. We're done. We're done for. Oishi has appeared. The downfall begins. Nothing good could possibly happen from this moment, right? It's over. It's all over. We're done. I suddenly heard a low voice. Keiichi and Retta dropped their tiles as soon as they heard it. What the hell is this? Big Bear, huh? God.
これは大石さんじゃありませんか。
What is up,
勤務中にこんなお
Oishi?
店に入っていいんですか。
The classic greeting, of course. God. It's literally, right? We're scheming, evil murders, and death and stuff. You wouldn't get it. It looked like Oishi was ordering something from the owner. I wondered what this old guy wanted from the toy store of all places. God, this is a good track though, isn't it? Man. Mion was wondering the same, and she asked him instead of me. Makes sense.
おたつの板裏もすっかり緑の布が剥げちゃってて使い物にならず困ってたんですよ。
ほう、雀荘じゃなくてご自宅で麻雀ですか？
Of course.
優雅な休日の過ごし方なことで、大方妙な語呂とトラブルでも起こして出禁でも食らったんじゃありません。
He does like to cheat, that is true.
まさかご冗談を。公木たるものは遊戯場でも紳士でなくて
I don't know about that.
そんなトラブルなんて起こしませんよ。それはさておき、皆さんも麻雀ですか？
They like trying to cheat. They're like you, I guess, in a way, right? Come
麻雀な
on.
んかできないと思っていましたよ。
我が部の精鋭を侮ってもらっちゃ困りますね。およそ勝敗のつくものなら種目は問わず、
Right.
どんな登場であっても背中は向けないのだ。それがたとえ麻雀、パチンコ、競馬、
No, we don't.
競艇、果ては書道、聖火、ゲートボールまで何であろうと。
You guys have never done horse racing. That just does not happen.
最後には足を踏み外すと下が溶岩や濃硫酸とかになってるところ
Maybe.
で戦わされそうなのです。
You never know in one of these fragments.
大丈夫だリカちゃん。その登場は仮に死んでも単行本が 2,3 冊も進むとひょっこり生き返れる。
Exactly.
圭一さんとリカが何の話をしてるのかさっぱりわかりませんわね。
はて、これはどういう場ですか？まだ山を積んでるところですかね。
They're practicing the Tsubame Geishi. Tsubame Geishi, yeah. I assume he knows that. Yeah.
の練習です。
God.
いやはや。
この人なんだよ。さっきお昼に来て
Right,
ツバメ返しを見せてくれた人は。
He's the master of it. I see. I see. Oh God.
実践じゃできませんがね。まあ、
大石さんでしたっけ？ぜひやってみせてください。
Yeah. How good is he at it? Huh? Like.
俺、ぜひともその技をマスターしたいんです。というかマスターしないと今年の君の部活がやばそうなんです。
Right.
ね。いいですとも。お店。
I bet he'll do it in a flash. Like, man.
間違えたらごめんなさい。前原屋敷のお坊ちゃんですかな？
Right.
あ、すみません。はい、そうです。引っ越してきたばかりの前原圭一です。こんにちは。
あれ、ケイちゃんは初対面？
A very different meeting than they usually have. Yeah.
こちらはね、警察の大石さん。渡流しの実行委員会にも警備の顧問として参加してるから、そのうち実行委員会の席で会えるよ。
Right.
そうそう聞いてますよ。なんでも相当元気のある方だそうじゃないですか。
Very, extremely
オ
so.
ークションの司会はあなたしかいないと皆さんおっしゃるので、どんな方かお会いできるのを楽しみにしていたんです。
I'm excited for the auction. I bet it's gonna be awesome.
しかし司会とは責任重大だ。よく引き受けられましたね。実に勇気と度胸があります。
ああ、でも引き受けたからには頑張りますんで、よろしくお願いします。
It'll be great. Come
前
on.
原圭一と申します。どうかよろしくお願いします。
お元気なだけでなく、礼儀正しい若者
In a
ですね。
sense, sure.
若いのに関心です。私は沖宮署の大石と申します。なんならクラちゃんでも結構です。
Oishi is someone that I would want Rika to seek help from, frankly. Is there any chance of that, though? I don't know. I don't know.
では 石は僕の席でやるといいのですよ。
これはすみません。では、ちょっくら失礼させていただきます。
Yeah, hit me. Come on. He rapidly gathered up the tiles. I could tell that he'd been doing it for a long time.
柔道家は相手の帯の結び方を見るだけで段を知るっていうよな。
I'm sure.
まさにそんな感じっすね。
ね。
Oishi knows judo too, doesn't he?
はいを積むだけで褒められちゃうと、なんだか照れちゃいますね。はい。では皆さんよろしいですか？
Watch him fail it
参り
horribly.
ますよ。それ。ちょっと。
Thud. Swoosh. Clack clack. All done. Just that fast. Just like instantly.
こんな感じ。
Could they even tell it happened? Like... God. We all broke out in cheers. You often hear the audience cheer for a big performance on TV, but it really was more impressive seeing in person. He did it so quickly, too. He made it look so simple that anyone could do it, but everyone here knows that it's very difficult to do. That's why we're all impressed at how easily he performed the trick.
すごい。大石さんすごい。さすがですわね。
すげえです。マジで感動しました。俺に教えてください。
It's probably
もう一度スローで。
It's probably hard to do it slow. It's probably easier to do it fast, like when you have it down, you know?
いいですよ。では、私の真似をしてください。
Okay, alright.
本当はスローの方が
Exactly,
難しいん
yeah.
ですがね。特に小指に注目しててくださいよ。
It is the pinkies.
まずこうですね。ここまではわかります？それからそこでこう。いえ違います。持ち上げなくていいんです。前へスッとせり出す感じです。
I see.
でもオスのとは違う。ホバークラフトのようにほんのわずかだ
I mean, I
け宙に
don't
浮かせ
see,
て
but
スッと
sure.
ホバークラフトのような気持ちでほんのわずかだけ宙にスッと。あっくそ。
力は入れなくていいんです。実際は音をさせたら
Oh,
失敗なんです
true.
からね。
Yeah, it's gotta be so sneaky.
無音で忍者のような気持ちでスッとやります。
忍者の気持ちでスッと。もう一回やります。見ててください。
It was strange. I'd never seen Keiichi and Oishi play mahjong together.
なんだか
more
ケイチ君と
first-time
大石
things,
仲
yeah.
良しになれそうな感じがするね。
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
通じるものがあるので
That has
ございましょう
not
ね。
happened in the past, that is for sure. Oishi usually appears only after Takano and Tomitake get murdered on the night of Tanagashi. He has only ever appeared on the scene as a detective. He always approached Keiichi as a detective, so he never thought of him as someone he could trust. He only thought of Keiichi as a decoy to expose the culprits among the villagers, or some nonsense like that. Yeah. So even when you see it, it's hard to believe that Keiichi and Oishi are having a good time together like friends. I mean, that, yeah,
ケイ
right?
チと大石が仲良し
Like,
なんて
no
僕も初めて見ますのです。
no paranoia is gonna start with Keiichi, you know, if they're already...
でしょうね。
Yeah.
私だって初めてだもの。これをどう受け取ればいいのか。
Not that, you know, it already seems like we're so far away from that
大
possible
石が
path.
現れた時、運試し
Yeah,
は今
right?
日って思ったの。
That he's a premonition of, not good things. I couldn't understand this world at all. My heart was pounding, and I had the strong feeling that I'd roll a 6 every time I threw the die. Oh, I should roll it again. I think I'll roll a 6 again. I'll know it before I roll it. I will roll that 6. And I will finally defeat my deadly fate.
いらっしゃいませ。
Oh, Akasaka! What are we talking about? What do you mean? What do you mean? Wait! Oh my god, he's gonna recognize Rika. What is gonna happen? For one, Akasaka's gonna lose his mind when he sees Rika again, right? Like, I feel like he's definitely. Oh man. Oh god. What are we talking about?
大井さん、買ってきましたよ。
Talk about rolling a 6, huh? My heart started racing. Oh god. The voice sounded so familiar. I'd heard it before. But that couldn't be right. Honey always warned me. Don't expect too much. It couldn't be him. Oh my god.
ご苦労様です。
Akasaka.
先生すぐにわかりましたか？
申し訳ありません。
What are we talking about?
親切な郵便屋さんに声をかけてもらわなかったら今頃どこまで行ってたやら。
Ooh, I see. A young man was standing there. Oh god, look at him, huh? He was wearing a casual outfit, holding a plastic bag in his hands. I always thought Akasaka wore a shirt and tie. He seemed so much smaller. He also seemed so much smaller. He looked at me as I stared at him. Normally, you look away when you make eye contact with a stranger. But we stare at each other without averting our gazes. Oh god. Oh god.
ということはやっぱりリカちゃんだね。
Oh, yeah, I mean, his wife's already dead and everything. All that stuff happened, you know? Like, oh. Yeah, like, what the hell, right?
赤坂さん、フルデさんと面識があったんですか？これは驚いた。
Oh, man.
久しぶりだね。
No kidding.
少し伸びたんじゃないかな。
赤坂こそなんだかたくましくなったようなのです。
Ooh, this is Mamoru Akasaka. He's a detective from the Tokyo Metropolitan Public Safety Department. He sometimes shows up in Hinamizawa in 1978. Sometimes, huh? How many times has she relived that part of her life? You know, if it, like, gets shorter every time. I don't know. He has no relation to Hinamizawa or my deadly curse, but outside the village, he's the person I trust the most. I've asked for his help in the past several times, but nothing ever came of it. He's from so far away. He forgets about me once he returns to Tokyo. That's why I had given up on him. Oh. Yeah, like what? What does this mean?
子供を両親の家に預けてね。
Ah.
家内と二人で旅行に来たんだよ。
Oh, his wife isn't dead in this timeline? Okay, really? Yeah, or he remarried.
君は家内の。
Oh.
わからないだろうね。
How? What happens?
赤坂さん
Wait, what?
本当に素晴らしい愛妻家さんでしてね。
How would Rika have saved her? Right? Like, what do you mean? Because it's like she made efforts in chapter 4, like cutting all the phone lines and stuff to just make sure Akasaka didn't learn about that. Unless somehow she somehow convinced Akasaka to return to Tokyo like she was trying to do earlier in chapter 4.
5年前でしたっけね。
Oh.
沖宮にまではるばる出張に来られて。
Oh, okay. I see, I see. Oh, God. Right. Oh, man. Huh. So then how did all the kidnapping stuff go down, I wonder, right?
あの時リカちゃんが東京に帰らないと良くないことが起こるって言ってくれたじゃないか。
Right.
どうしても不安になってね。雪江の病院に戻ったんだ。
So then he didn't have the conversation with Rika that he has later, right? Like, I assume he must have went back, right? Like, the end of chapter 4, on the night of Watanagashi, like that, you know, when his wife dies that same night, that is when he had that talk with Rika, and she said all this stuff about, like, oh, I'm gonna die, all my friends are gonna die, everything's gonna be over, blah, 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 right? So he hasn't had that experience. Okay.
そしたらその日に屋上への階段で
Oh,
清掃員の事故があった。
God. Yeah, huh? Interesting. The tiles on the stairs were loose. The janitor fell down the stairs and got seriously injured. I knew that was going to happen, because I'd seen him lose his mind after hearing about his wife's death and a life I lived a long time ago. Falling down the stairs seems just like luck of the draw. I didn't think it would happen all the time, but it had happened to him over and over. So I thought there must be some kind of reason behind it. Yeah, right? That's some kind of, like, will that's, like, pushing that action. That is interesting. I guess it's because of the broken tiles on the stairs, and I guess it could just be that simple, right? If he didn't show up at the hospital that day, his wife would have gone up those stairs. It was her daily routine, but she didn't go because he showed up. Meanwhile, the janitor went up the stairs and got injured.
だから、
Man.
リカちゃんは雪江の恩人なんだ。
Well, screw that janitor, I guess. Man, it sucks to be them.
私はそんなバカなって言ったんですけど、ね。
Oh.
赤坂さんは女房の恩人に
Yeah,
間違い
right?
ないって言って聞かないんだ。
Well, because I assume it was like when, you know, when she really told him to go back to Tokyo was, yeah, when they were up by the shrine and all that. So that was a very powerful moment in and of itself. I think that definitely, yeah, affected him.
今回も
Oh, God. Like, what the hell is happening? Like...
確かにリカってたまに予言じみたことを言いますのよね。
True.
さすがはお社様の生まれ変わりだね。
Right, right.
おっといけない。もうクマちゃんも佐藤さんも来てる時間ですね。
I see.
赤坂さん、ちょっと急ぎ足で参りましょうか。
So wait, so what is... Okay. Kumichan and Sato-san, so then what are we doing? Are we doing some kind of inside job? Like, what's happening
では
here?
前原さん、この続きは
With Akasaka.
今度にしましょう。
I don't know. I don't
そ
know.
の時はもっと実践で使える技をご教授しますよ。
ぜひよ
Okay.
ろしくお願いします。
These two have like a better relationship than normal, right? Keiichi's gonna become a cop now or something, but that's okay. Sure, sure.
じゃあまたね、リカちゃん。
Oh, God.
赤坂はいつまでこっちにいるのですか？
Right, yeah. Good question.
綿流しのお祭りまでいるつもりだよ。
Okay, okay.
長すぎる夏休みだろ。 有給消化率が悪すぎると庶務から怒られてね。
I see.
山が一つ終わったんで、室長から長期休暇を許された。
Is it really that simple? I
お
guess.
祭りには
I
きっと行くよ。
guess. Okay.
聞くところによると、だいぶ盛大なお祭りになったんだそうだね。
It sure is.
そうなのですよ。
Oh, that like stutter?
赤坂の時のようなただの酒盛りではないのです。
He wasn't here for that this time. He wasn't here for that this time.
行きましょう。
君は雪絵の恩人だ。
Oh,
借りはきっと返すよ。
okay, okay.
きっと君の力になる。
Oh. I will be killed in June of
あれ
1983.
から5年。
Oh,
体も
God.
鍛えた。経験も積んだ。
The way that just enters her head, like...
あの時のような無様な真似はきっと君の力になれる。
I felt like I rolled a six without even throwing the die. Akasaka followed Oishi and ran outside into the bright sunlight.
羽生、
Man,
これも想定内の幸運なのよね。
I'm not wrong about that, right? Like she had that talk with him. On the night of Otanagashi, that was like just the drinking party and all of that. That was the night that his wife did die, right? So he must have headed back before then, right? Because like, if he didn't, there's no way he'd be able to make it in Tokyo in time. Yuki would already be dead, right? Because like that was the whole thing about her cutting the phone lines and stuff, is he would have heard about her death by that point already, right? So then what conversations have they even had exactly? I don't know. I don't know what Akasaka knows and what he's heard from Rika, I suppose. Yeah, like Hanyu kind of could just view this as like really getting Rika's hopes up, huh? To be crushed.
いろんな運命がリカに味方をしているとしか思えないのです。思えばおもちゃ屋での部活の日、魚釣りゲームという運命を覆した瞬間から。
Yeah, right? It's just
もう
such
世界
a...
は変わっている。
one tiny small thing just like changed everything, you know? Yeah, yeah, right?
運命を揺るがしているということ。
My strong will is going to change my fate. If I have a strong will, I can also change these results. Oh. Oh. We rode our bikes back home together. I was in a good mood. I almost felt like humming a song. I could feel my deadly fate slowly falling to pieces. I felt like my fate was urging me to move on. Just like the sun and the moon during an eclipse, the wheels of my fortune were perfectly matched for the first time in a long time. This really might have been a miracle. This wasn't like the true miracle of Keiichi remembering the past. It was good fortune within expectations, but when it was arranged this well, it was enough to be considered a miracle. Huh. I couldn't remember the last time I felt so good in June of 1983. My name is Rika Furude. My ominous fate was moving away from me. With each step I took, that deadly fate withdrew further and further. Maybe, I hope. I have to stay strong and take advantage of this miracle. I moved forward at high speed. With Tanagashi was so close. My luck and effort had brought about a miracle. And so, I will defeat my fate. Ah, I hope it can be enough. But I don't know, can your will defeat the enemy's will? Aw. The next moment, something happens. Keiichi had accidentally scratched a motorcycle that was parked by the street. Not again. This is the thing that is ordained by fate. The abuse of these poor motorcycles. Like, a group of 3 delinquents were trying to intimidate, and kill them. Rika, go show him who's boss.
見てなさい。今の私の力なら。
Do you?
あんな連中、ひとひねり。困りましたわね。おまわりさんを呼ばないといけませんわよね。大丈夫ですよ、さとこ。僕にお任せなのです。
Yeah, go beat him up.
リカ
Oh god, I'm worried. I walked towards the delinquents, even as they grabbed Keiichi by his collar. What the hell are these pathetic guys? Are they trying to stand in my way when I'm trying to have a happy future? I should teach them that nothing can stop me now. Oh god, I'm worried. I know I'm rolling a 6, not even throwing the die. Just walks up and kicks them in the shins, like... They continue to grab Keiichi's shirt. Keiichi, Mion, and Rena were staring at them with a vicious look in their eyes. I got in between them. Whoa! I plucked his nose with my fingers again. What are we doing? He never expected that a little girl like me would attack him. He seemed surprised, but he quickly returned to being angry. Then he picks me up by my collar too. Oh god! Start beating him up. Come on. Literally. When Rena enters cute mode, it's over. It's no, fate is guiding her. It's fine. Oh god. Don't get beaten up, please. Oh. I rolled the die, knowing what I was going to get. I knew that I'd be rolling a 6. Oh, I hope. The next moment, 2 men in working overalls came up to the 3 delinquents and tapped them on the shoulders. Oh, the people that Takano has had watching Rika, right? And working overalls sounds like the people in the white van, right? This voice too, doesn't it sound familiar? These working men weren't just random people who were passing by. I knew who they were. Do you? One of the men pushed the 3 delinquents to the side of the street. The other man spoke to me in a calm tone. Right. Okay. Okay. He lent me his hand so I could stand up. I guess, yeah, right? Like... So, whoa, he saved Shion before, come on. We got back on our bikes in a hurry and left the scene. Huh. They had no idea who saved us, but we're glad that all of us were safe. But I knew who they were. Theirs must have been the security guards who worked for Takano. Yeah, they worked for Takano specifically. Takano kept her promise. These guys are professional bodyguards. They only do what they are ordered to, but they make sure their mission is complete. If Takano told them to protect me, that's the best protection I could get. Okay. Huh. After we left the scene, a white van with 2 men in it followed it. Right, okay, so it is the white van. So what, Takano just ordered them look for Rena and get the scrapbook or whatever, and they just did that unquestioningly, I suppose? But, like, what? I don't know. What about the end of Chapter 1, though, when they're there with Eri? Because Takano's already supposed to be dead by then. I don't know. Oh, God. Right. Got all their, like, bird code names. Everyone was working in my favor for the first time ever. Everything was working in my favor. The petals seemed so light on that day. I felt like I could fly into the sky if I wanted to. Oh, God. Oh, my God. This was a fucking insane subchapter, wasn't it? Like, there's so much stuff. Like, that was ridiculous. I don't know. Oh, God. Before Akasaka's flight, maybe? Him flying here in the airport again, like the start of Chapter 4? That is Rina. Is Rina flying away somewhere? Right, Mamiya, yeah, Rina.
私札幌って一度行ってみたかった
Going
の
to
よね。
Sapporo, huh?
北条の野郎にゃ気取られてねえだろうな。
大丈夫だよ。あいつバカだもん。
Isn't suspicious of you. Is she running away with Teppei's money or something?
でかいのは声と態度だけ。
そうなのかよ。
The next moment, they heard several cars coming toward them. The man looked out the window and saw 3 black cars screeching to a halt by the apartment building. Uh-oh. Several intimidating men emerged from those cars. The Sonozakis, maybe? Some of them even looked up toward the window. He quickly hid himself behind the curtain. Oh, God.
嘘マジ？なんで今日バレるのよ。
Ooh. They heard the men running up the stairs. They sounded angry. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, no. What does that mean? Does that mean, then... So if Rina's gonna die, gonna be killed again, then are we going down a similar path to Chapter 3? And the weird thing, though, is if Teppei shows up now, it's such a weird timeline, because, like, Teppei was here well before Watanagashi. Before, right? And now it's like, Watanagashi's so close, you know? So... I don't know. It's gonna be something weird. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think. Okay, that was a pretty long one, huh? But we got through it. We're getting there. We are getting there. This might be a long chapter, huh? These are some long sub-chapters. We're only 4 of them in, so I don't know. This one might take us a while, huh? Okay. I suppose that's it. So, if you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.